guilty of crime.
Hello, everybody. What's up? I hope you guys can hear me. Yes, yikes. I am Jay with Guilty of Crime, and we're back. We're going to talk about and break down. We're not just going to talk about it, we're going to break it down sideways, front, back, side to side. Yes, the amazing Synth is here, you guys. I'm going to bring her up in a minute. Today, we're going over Stephan Sterns' court hearing. 60, yes, yikes, ouch. SEX crimes. You know what? We might as well just say 60 sex crimes broken down. And we're going to do call-ins later, guys, because we can't get away from what Stephan Sterns did. We have so much to cover, not just today, but today, next week. So many calls, so many things. And I'm bringing Synth today because Synth has a lot more knowledge than I do about law and crimes. And I kind of like her. And she also mods for us. And well, we love her. So she has some legal credentials. We're not giving legal advice. We're just getting her to help us break it down. And we're going to have some fun because we know Synth likes to have a good time. Right? So that's what we're going to do today. Welcome, everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. And thank you, guys, for those of you that went on to Turtle Island and voted for guilty of crime. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. If you guys can do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and get a membership if you can. I love you guys so much. Nothing stops guilty of crime. We had a couple of haters. That's part of Turtle Island. That's part of Turtle Island. You're going to get people that vote you off. Hey, it's part of the deal. It's called the game. There's no sore losers in this game. You know what I did get, though? I got this from Dolly Vision and Turtle Island, and I got to brag a little bit. First, I'm going to brag about Dolly Vision and PJ. I love those people. I love them as a couple. They're awesome. Dolly and PJ crack me up. So I bought a sweatshirt from them, which I think is great. Oh, no, it's green. It's mostly green. So the green screen's picking it up, but you get the idea, right? Dolly Vision. So I get this, and it's dope. Dolly Vision dope. Now, Dolly Vision's he's gonna design and distribute t-shirts, sweatshirts, whatever for Guilty of Crime. Okay. He has dope designs, dope quality. And what I realize is his quality is awesome. The print and the quality is the exact same as Guilty of Crime. So that means we're doing something right. And the fact that we're going to get Dolly to design something, really, I'm excited, right? I'm fangirling over Dolly and PJ. Not really, just kidding. But I like Turtle Island. It's fun. And we like to have fun. Today might not be as fun when we start getting into the details of it, but welcome, everybody. Welcome. I'm going to go ahead and bring Synth on. Now, Synth has legal credentials, is why I brought her on. She has her AAS in paralegal studies, of course, with honors because she's an overachiever. And then she has her certificate in limited license legal technician or family law. And then she's a paralegal pro certificate transfer program. If we want to explain it later, we can. It's legal jargon. But you know what she does really good? She's going to break it down for us, hang out with us, joke around, and that's what we're going to do today. We're going to break that down so you guys understand it. She got some good notes. Yeah, I love Dolly and PJ too. Her notes kick ass. She got the notes. She got the deets on the public defender of Stephan Sterns, which I want to show you before we even get into anything because, well, I think that's the kind of things I'd want to know if we were going to get into a 2-hour episode, right? We want to know who this lady is that is defending the monster Stephan Sterns. All right. Now, the more I listen to those phone calls, the more I loathe him and Jen Soto. All right. And thank you, everybody, for being here. Happy Friday. Thank you, Foxy, for being here. I think Carly said she's going to be late, and Synth is behind the scenes waiting for me. Now, the good news, Janet, about our hoodies is that they're a fraction of the price of almost anywhere else because we just want you guys to be part of a community and we want you to be able to afford it. So go check out guiltyofcrime.com and you can get yourself 3 things for the price of 1 anywhere else. Justice for Madeline Soto. Justice for Maddie. What's up, Thomas Karras? Happy Friday. How you doing? MM Clark, love you. Let's bring Synth on, and then we're going to play some clips and things like that, and we'll do it with her on here. All right. Let's add her to the stage. Let's see how this goes down. We're going to look like that, but not yet. Not just yet. I'm just trying to figure out. There it goes. Welcome, Synth. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, hello, hello.
See,
I just did that like Teletubbies.
The overachiever, the overachiever. I didn't do my hair and you did, so you overachieved tonight. I pulled my beanie off and didn't put any jizz in it today, and hence, and yours is all pretty and beautiful, and so anyway,
Yes.
welcome.
I do it every now and then.
Everybody.
Usually I just throw a wig on because it's easier, but every now and then.
Me too. Me too. I can take this off. It comes off, goes back on. You know, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday, y'all. Man.
Yes. Today's a big day.
Yes,
National
it is.
National Down Syndrome Day. 321. We know my daughter's got her mosaic Down syndrome. She raised all her money she needed to so she raised her $429.
Yay.
And she did so good. And family donated too.
Awesome.
And it's my sister's birthday. Gosh,
Happy
she's
birthday.
gonna be too old for me to say out loud.
Never too old.
I don't want to get going on me.
Well,
her birthday.
We'll just say happy birthday. We'll say happy birthday, and as you guys roll in, we'll say that. We'll say happy birthday. We'll do all the love, right? All the any more shout outs. Your daughter's amazing. We know how much we love our daughters, right?
Wait till you see the cookies we have coming to go into the Foxy boxes.
I can't wait to even see the Foxy boxes. I got to tell you guys, I get these crazy text messages all day from mod chat. And I only read 1 out of 10. So I'm seeing all this craziness. I'm not going to tell on them what they're texting, but I see really cool stuff and then crazy stuff. And then I can't wait to see them either. I see bits and pieces. I'm just teasing. I can get your guys' goat. Annette says your hair on top isn't real. It's as real as it gets, girlfriend. It just really came right out of my beanie right now. I took my beanie off and I threw it up and I said,
"It's that paintbrush hair."
Yeah, it's paintbrush hair.
Remember?
I am Jay with Guilty of Crime. Yeah, you got that. I was teasing. I got so much hair. I'm Hispanic, girlfriend. Hispanics have a ton of hair. You can't get rid of it. All right, that was funny though. You got me laughing. Happy Friday, right? Happy freaking Friday. All right, what does she say? Do any of the mods know if the merch shop sells bigger sizes? We sell 3X.
I'm a 2X, 3X.
We sell 3 and 4X, I believe. I'm the chunky queen, remember? We gotta have, even though I'm only 4'11", so I wear a size medium. But
this is a 3X.
See? Look at that. Beautiful.
I gotta have room for the girls.
Gotta have room for the girls. Yes, we really do. First of all, we have real hair, and secondly, we sell big sizes. So, Kylie, take a shower, steak. EPS, love you, Sin. Thank you so much, Kylie, and thank you for trying to vote for Guilty of Crime. The love is awesome. when you get the love and then you get the haters. It just makes it fun, right?
Right.
All right. What's up, Ali Callie? Yeah, my daughter called me a chunky queen. I'm 4'11" and I wear a size medium, so I'm not that bad. But
Are you
it's like
really?
whatever. I'm 4'11".
4'11"?
I'm 4'11", 5 feet with shoes on, girl. If I
That's
wear my
funny.
boots, yeah, I'm short. Why do you? That's why I wear.
I'm 5'2" and I'm the tallest woman in my family
Yeah, I'm
at
a
5'2". Like we're all a bunch of little midget. Like my daughter's 4'10", my other sister's 4'11", my sister's 5. Yeah, I don't really know. I think I have one cousin that's 5'6", and she's like the anomaly.
yeah, the anomaly. Yeah, and we had to get Foxy Amazon up on this part of this crew because we needed our
Yeah, she's
bodyguard.
averaging it.
Yeah,
She's
she's good.
averaging us now. We
She
can reach
also
things.
she protects me with that wrench, man. I gotta tell you, I feel safe with Foxy. And well,
Right?
this one crazy Loca next to me. I know she's got my back. I'm not afraid. So thank
Mm-hmm.
you, Turtle Gang. I appreciate you. I got the Dolly merch today, and I'm very, 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 very happy with it. You guys can't see it because it's green and I got a green screen, but it's dope AF, guys. All right. And we'll be having a Dolly shirt coming out soon. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it. Ellie Kelly says, "No way you're 4'11. Your height doesn't matter." LL,
Mm-hmm.
crazy Logan. My height doesn't
Crazy
matter.
Loca.
It doesn't even matter if I am chunky or short. I have a wife
Or
of 20
eight.
years. Who gives a shit, right?
Right?
It doesn't even matter. You see this ring? It's not coming off. All right. I want to go.
4'8".
Oh, you
What's Whisper said their sister's 4'8". Don't you have to be like 4'9" to legally drive?
All right, we're gonna get into this, guys. I want to show the motion that's been filed first. I want to get into that before we get
Yeah.
into all the other things because I think it's so freaking funny what they're trying to do in this motion, and nothing's come back yet, right? People are asking,
No.
did it go through? What happened?
He has up to 10 days. The judge says he's going to look it over and look at all the cases, and it's
Right.
kind of
So
an unusual situation. So,
yeah, nothing's happened yet, guys. But what is
mm-mm.
very funny is what made the news. And what made the news was, first of all, Stephan Sterns being on there. So the first clip, when I do show you, we're going to show his stanky, black, dark eyes, skinny white guy coming in. I can't stand him. So we're going to play the first frame from the docket, and then we'll play the rest, unless there's something different about it. Is there something different about it, Synth?
No,
Okay, we just didn't get that cut of him walking in, right?
on the
On the
local
news
news
clip.
channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, they cut that part off for
Okay.
whatever reason.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll show that just because I got a picture of Stephan Sterns that was sent from one of you ladies, Synth, and his eyes looked black. Like he looked scary, like
His
evil
arms were really
scary.
thin.
Yeah, but
When
his
he's sitting down,
eyes.
you'll see
Yeah.
how,
He looks evil, man. He
yeah,
looks evil. Like I'm real sensitive to
Emperor
energies.
in
I'm.
in Star Wars,
Yeah.
like that. You know where he has the cowl and he's like,
Yep. And you can only. Yeah. There you go. That's it. I just.
gross.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I'm gonna play the first clip because I love documenting this stuff. The public defender Alicia Smith showed up right with the PowerPoint, and this was the funniest thing because when they talk about the podcast and YouTube and Reddit and TikTok, how closely they're following the developments, they're arguing that it's getting too much unprecedented attention, and they don't want that. Well, we do, and they say the media is likely to continue to dissect every aspect of the case. Well, shut up, Stephan Sterns and parents, and we won't do that. Bunch of
Right.
idiots. Florida doesn't like that. Nobody in Florida likes that. So let's see what's going to happen. We don't know yet. Let's watch this clip real quick.
Killing 13-year-old Madeline
Yep.
Soto will try to block the public from coming to his court hearings. Investigators have accused Stephan Sterns of murdering Maddie last year after sexually abusing her for years. West News' Bob Hazen is live at the Osceola County Courthouse this morning. Bob, Stephan Sterns' attorneys don't think he'll get a fair trial.
Yeah, and they'll be here in court this morning arguing that all of the court hearings before he goes on trial should be behind closed doors. They filed a motion that says, quote, at every court proceeding, however minor or inconsequential, there's been extensive coverage by the press as well as social media users. And they say it is anticipated that the press will continue to be active and aggressive in the coverage of all events and proceedings.
Hey, Synth, can I ask you, are we going to be active and aggressive during these hearings and court trials?
What do you mean?
Your answer was supposed to be yes. We're going to
Yes,
be
ma'am.
very aggressive. We're going to be they're talking about everyone's going to be aggressively following the cases, and they don't want us in there.
Zealously is what I would say. I would say
Yes.
zealously.
There you go. That was the right answer. Thank you. Marcy, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Happy Friday. And you know, this stuff gets monetized or it doesn't. So we definitely appreciate everything y'all do. We'll definitely be gifting memberships. And when I say we, I'll definitely give some tonight. Yeah, this guy's whining about court proceedings when he's sitting there talking to mommy and daddy about taking Maddie's life and trying to blame it on her. He's trying to blame it on her, you guys. I don't care. I've been listening to it all day on every channel, and every which way you look at it, he's trying to blame it on her. What do you think, Synth?
Yeah.
I mean, if
the first time he kind of fooled me, and I thought, oh, this is the phone calls. I was like, oh my gosh, really? Oh, and then I was like, girl, you're falling for it. Stop that.
Yeah, he's just a big old crybaby sloth. I mean, he sloths around and he meanders his way to daddy. It's like, bro, man up.
But this lady, I have to say, I think she's the one in the phone call that is the new attorney the dad and him talk about. I believe she's the same person. So he's had her since June of last year.
Right.
And she's been building up all of this stuff that she's basically just going to pull every possible angle she can so she can just basically do what Trump does. Delay. And in 2 years, we'll finally end up in
you know we're not supposed to talk about politics, girl, but okay.
Well, it does. It
I know it's
who gets hired and who doesn't get hired, and it's all unfortunately like this, or my hair in the morning when I wake up, and you have to like straighten it out, and it takes a hot minute, and you don't always want to pull and break all your ends. You have to be delicate.
Are you following the Koberger case at all? Did you just?
I'm following some of it. Yeah, some of the
we're
shenanigans.
We're not going to get into it right now. Then, if you guys are, you guys can talk about it in chat while I'm playing this. Absolutely.
Yeah, so ridiculous. I don't have to like what she's doing, but she's doing a really good job of pulling every possible something. You know what I mean? Like she's got to pull something to show she's doing her dang job. God bless her. And she didn't get to pick him.
No, but he's setting up the narrative, you guys. He's absolutely setting up the narrative with those calls, period. All right, let's keep going.
When we finish watching, you'll hear like one of the other guys, the prosecutor and the guy for the media, the interpreter man for the media. When they say what they say, then you kind of go, oh, see, they know what's up. So let's play.
Okay. All right, let's play, or we won't get to call in tonight. All right.
In this case, now Sterns, you'll remember, was the boyfriend of Maddie Soto's mother. Police say they found evidence on his phone that he'd been raping her for years and recording it. He allegedly murdered the little girl last year, a day after her 13th birthday party. It's a heartbreaking and very high-profile case. His attorneys claim there will be hearings where they have to talk about the evidence and Stern's statements to police. And if the public knows about all of it, it would make it impossible for him to have a fair trial. Several media companies, including Wesh 2, have a lawyer fighting to keep those hearings open. She argues that Florida law is clear that open courts are essential to the process and, quote, open and transparent judicial proceedings increase public confidence in the judicial process, enhance the credibility, legitimacy, and integrity of the courts, and protect the rights of all entities involved. That hearing will be starting at 9:30 this morning here at the courthouse in Kissimmee. We're not sure yet if Sterns himself will be present for that hearing. Covering Osceola County live in.
I got to tell you guys, I think he's going to be present for everything. I think that he's going to be. Absolutely. I think that we got a glimpse of that in those phone calls, what he's saying, and we got a glimpse of that yesterday, him showing up. I really do think he's going to be present, and that's a good thing because I did not want that janky sloth devil. I don't even know what to call him. Let's get real stinky, right? And Jennifer Soto, let's be real. The skunk, the janky skunk,
stinky skunk.
I just want to put this up real quick since you did get that because I'm so interested in who is defending who.
Stinky skunk with the stinky junk.
Now, if you want to talk about this, you dug this up. Do you want to talk about or do you want me to read it about it?
You go ahead.
As long as you don't.
I mean,
okay. I
It's
just
your
don't want
show.
you to.
I don't want to talk over you. I'm trying to not talk over you.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, we love you, and see what happens. Clark, MAGA. I love our president and Doge. I'm a effing patriot, and we love you
calm
too,
down.
Clark.
Calm
No, but
down.
no, don't say anything. Hey, nope. Clark is exempt, so just say we
All
love
right,
you,
man. It's all good,
Hey,
it's okay to be passionate and be a
yes,
patriot. It's okay.
and we love you. So you say what you want here, right?
That's the point.
Say
Is you're
what you
supposed to
want.
have those rights, and we're supposed to allow them to happen.
And I allowed those. I mean, is
Yes,
my
you do,
girl.
Jay.
Yeah, could say anything she wants. If she wants to call me gay all show, she can. All right, Terry Jones, thank you so
What's
much
wrong
for
with
becoming
being
a member.
happy?
Well, apparently it is. I bet the other word, I don't want to say on the air.
That
All right,
you just quote Good Morning Vietnam, and you say, "Oh, we know a dyke is a woman with comfortable shoes." I mean, just quote Robin Williams, and you're all good.
Well, it's not a bad word. That's the funny thing.
It's not a bad word.
It's not a bad word at all.
It cracks me up every time I drive down the street. It's called Dyke Road, right down the road.
Yeah.
Every time I go on the damn freeway, I pass the Dyke Road. It's hilarious.
I was called a dyke 3 times in the last week, and I was like, I got my wings for that, man. I was like, hell yeah.
I'd rather be a dyke than a brown noser, but I guess I'm not, so it's okay.
No, I told my wife that, and she flashed me, and she's like, "But you're my dyke," and I said, "You're right, baby." All right, let's keep going, guys. I don't want to make anybody throw up. All right, so let's go. Alicia Smith is gonna be the one that has to work with Stinky Stanky Sterns. All right, so we got all her stuff here.
I think she's making him take a shower before he comes to court.
Yeah,
how much you want to bet?
And get a haircut. That haircut is ugly, by the way. Now, if any of you guys want to write her.
Yeah, he looks so old. He had like a big patch of white right here, and I was like, why wouldn't they shave all that off? What in the? Ugh.
Well, if you guys are just as curious as I am, this is who's defending him, Alicia Smith, and I'm sure he has there's other co-counsel, but it looks like here
6
she was
years.
What's that?
6 years. She's been doing it for 6 years.
Okay, no discipline.
So that's why she's still kind of there. Yeah, she hasn't branched out yet.
And she must be death penalty certified. Is that correct?
I think so.
Well, this one's not a death penalty.
But she's doing the CSAM, not the
Yes, you're right.
CP, so it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Right. Okay. So anyways, this is her. You can't put she's a woman, female out there doing her thing. She's practicing law. I don't hate her yet. Well, let's see what she comes up with. It's not about her. It's not even personal. But when I hear them blaming Maddie for taking her own life, it sounds like that's what they're doing. Then I'm gonna get mad.
They kind of have to.
I have to. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. I don't have to like her either.
No, we don't.
So that being said, we are going to start breaking it down. I want to show you guys Stephan walking in, and then I'll cut to the other part. I don't want to really watch, the docket because I didn't give him a shout out or anything. So I just want you guys to see him walk stanky into the courtroom, and then we'll start getting into the meat of things.
Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna walk in, guys, and we're gonna.
So that's the flip side of it.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. He is in the house.
Yeah, he is.
So
now I'll pause it for a second just so you can see his nerdy, stinky, stanky. They don't show that on the news clip. Yeah, we want to watch him shambling. And I put the docket because I didn't know that they didn't show him on the other video. But thanks to Synth. All right, what's up, Carrie? My girl,
Creeper.
Jay, that person. What is Carrie? The person and her gnat at the barbecue buzzing around her need to move in their life. We are here for the victims, not the drama. I love you, and I feel the same about Guilty of Crime. Love you too, Carrie. Absolutely, we all love you. We all love you. Yeah, we're moving on up. Don't make me even start singing. All right, look at Stephan Sterns walking into this. This is it's all gross and stuff, but we're gonna break it down. I mean, these are the things we've been waiting for, you guys. We've been waiting for this. I'm dreading the 8-hour flight to Florida, but I will go there. I will definitely go there when I know he's going to show up. I don't care if I go there for a day or
one request.
Go for it.
I want Grish to take Stephan walking into the courtroom and somehow, as he's meandering, like rip his head off like they used to do on Scooby-Doo, and like Jen would be inside. Like, wouldn't that be the coolest?
That would be. And maybe he'll hear our request and do it.
Right?
All right. I broke up all his videos and I'm putting them all over, and we're getting Grish more subscribers. So if he hears our request, there you go. Marcy wants me to stay with her, but I'll sure. Could you send me pictures of the house? I usually want to be. Do I have my own suite? Or is it gonna say Jay on the door? I'm just teasing you. All right, he does. He looks fearful, but look at his eyes. I mean, they look black to me. Like he really does look skinny. He did lose weight because he's refusing meals, guys. He's afraid. He's afraid. Period.
Well, he complains on the phone call that they serve him dinner at 6 and then they don't give him more food until 6 in the morning. And so he doesn't eat breakfast, as they know. So he's not really eating until lunch. And he doesn't leave his cell at night because those guards aren't nice to him. So he only leaves during the day to go to the commissary and get his old man candy.
Yeah, sometimes he skips it, but I mean, this guy, we know. Pig vomit.
Chomo candy. It's Chomo candy. It's what it is.
Chomo candy, pig vomit. All right, let's go. Let's watch him so we can break stuff down. Because I still want to talk to you guys.
I want to get a picture of him walking in.
Me too. Come on, Docket, bring it. He is so ugly.
That, of course, is a horrible screen grab.
I mean, come on, guys. You see those black eyes, Thomas Karras. I'm so sorry you had to see that. I imagined, and I'm being sincere here. I mean, that's probably never going to leave you, that look in his eyes. You said a deer in headlights, but I'm watching him walk in. It's black. It reminds me of Koberger. And I'm sorry if Koberger is, anyway, I don't want to get into that case, but we'll keep going. He just looks evil, and I want to document how evil he looks and how he's going to go through the process and how he's going to look. They missed the part on his beard, by the way. I don't know what they did there. They forgot.
What is that? Thank you.
It's like a beard sticking out, a beard like they didn't shave his neck. And look at those troll ears he has. He's like, poor Maddie, man. This guy looks like he's 70. Nothing wrong if you're
Captain
70.
Kangaroo.
What's with this beard?
Yeah, remember he had that like side chop thing going on.
Yeah, what is wrong with him? Yeah, Koberger makes me sick, especially with the new information that came out. Like he's always creeped me out, but now, I mean, that's Ted Bundy Jr. and this guy, I don't even know what to call him yet. He's just evil. Yeah, he's demonic, Rachel. I agree with that. All right.
There would have been one much better.
Thank you. Thank you, Karina. I appreciate you. Look at his eyes. Okay, look at his eyes right there. They're black. And maybe that's just the cameras or a shadow, but they're black, guys.
Just a second, please.
That's okay, Docket. Thank you, Karina.
Everybody knows that I'm
going to lower this. I just want to see him walk in, and then I'm going to change streams. But thank you, Karina. He plays the victim the whole time. Now we're going to go through all the calls on Guilty of Crime. So if you guys are bored enough to watch them with me next week, we're going to get through all of them together because I just can't. It's not the same me listening to them on other channels. I need to break them down with you. So we'll do that next week. Demon Eyes, Empty Soul. I have it playing.
Charlie Mason.
What's going on here?
Donald Smith's cousin.
Why is it
Wade Wilson? People are picking on the nasty vibes, that negative math moss energy. When he sits down, look at his skinny chicken arms, dude. He's lost.
I'm going to put it on the next stream. Hold on real quick. I don't want to stream Dockets the whole time. I just wanted to show him.
That's it. He's atrophying. His arms, he's getting all thin and weak and not using his muscles.
With the thin skin. So we could fast forward it like a minute, you said? You said there's no sound synth?
I don't know if it was a full minute, but...
Okay, in your notes. You don't have your notes up.
Docket would just randomly, come in, so...
Okay, cool. And your notes said
I would switch it to the other one once you get past him walking in, because then you don't hear Docket at all.
I did, girlfriend.
So that's good.
how handsome he was.
Court calls the state of Florida versus Stephen Michael Sterns, 2024 CF 632. Appearances for the record, please.
Okay,
Danielle
hold
Canal
on.
and William J. for the state.
Synth, can you do us a favor and lower your volume a little bit? Just bring your volume down. I can't
How do I
tell.
do that?
Lower your
Computer?
volume. Yeah, your computer,
Okay.
wherever your microphone is, just
I
lower
have
it
no
down
idea, but I'll
'cause
lower it.
it's not
Does that help?
matching. It's hard for me to tell what you sound like versus me, but you can try to lower it while we're playing this. I'm gonna
Yeah,
play it for a
okay.
bit.
Thank you.
I'll work on it.
Thank you. This matter is brought before the court on the defense motion for closure of all pretrial proceedings. Court has received and reviewed the motion. Sir?
Yes, I represent immediate interveners in this case. That is Mitch Mitchell.
All right, thanks. Come on up to the podium. Come on up to the podium. Right. All right. The court has received
Right, I'm gonna shout out to Moongazer. What is up? You made it. We are on a live stream. We just started. Hang in here. It is Friday with Guilty of Crime. We're gonna do call-ins. We're gonna talk some trash. We're gonna break this court case down, you guys. That's why I have Synth here, not just for us to be loud and hurt your ears. All right, but we do love you. Thank you for telling me. I can't always tell. Lucky, love you. At the bottom of your screen where you see your battery. She found it. I can tell now. There's a distribution due to the volume compared to Jay. Thank you for telling me, Teresa. I can't hear that on my side, so I appreciate. Well, no, we love you. I mean, this is the fam. If it was a troll coming in and saying that, I would just flick you out of here. But we're all good. Let's go.
both a pleading from entities identifying themselves as media interveners, as well as a document submitted to Chambers. Court is going to submit the document submitted to Chambers and make that part of the record that was received by the court on March 17th, 2025. Counsel, it's my understanding that you represent several of the media entities in town and have filed a opposition to the defendant's motion as a media intervener. Has your clients been formally recognized as interveners in this party?
We have made our appearance, but I would like to go ahead and formally do that, not to the extent that I'm listening to the court.
All right, thanks.
And Synth, if you need to tell me anything, whatever, you can always write on this hearing motion or just put your hand up and let me know if we need to stop to break something down, or because I've only heard bits and pieces. So just let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to listen for it. And if I catch something, I'm definitely going to, I'll stop when they start talking about the social media. What's up?
I figured I'd wait till he gets to the end because it's kind of good. And then we'd follow up at the.
Yeah. I always stop in the middle because otherwise you could just watch it by yourself if you don't want the commentary. But we're here to kind of break it down because there's things I didn't understand. And I said, Synth, you got to use your schooling and help us out. All right.
He goes really fast at one point. So I can't remember, but the judge actually tells him to slow down because the court reporter can't do it quick enough.
Oh, interesting. I even sped it up a little bit because, you know me, I can't deal with that slow. And shout out to Jessica Saunders, my first live. Love you, Jay. Thank you for doing what you do. I appreciate you. Happy Friday, Jessica. Shout out to you. All right, let's keep going. Is that the same judge in the Sarah Boone case? Is it?
I don't think so. No, it might be though. I don't think so though.
If it is, you guys tell me in chat.
Pursuant to civil rules of procedure, intervening is somewhat commonplace.
Melanie,
Civil Rule 1.230. In criminal cases, it's somewhat unusual or less common, almost always more restrictive, and requires leave of court to be permitted to be an intervener and make argument with respect to the defense request. I believe that's going to require an evidentiary hearing. The interveners would have to make a determination as to whether
we're going to be called interveners. We're going to have to make some new apparel based on whatever happens to Stinky Sterns in this trial, guys. All right. And Tiff, if you're here, remember that because Tiff is making things happen, Synth. You see that? She's adding new stuff.
I can't wait.
She put a puzzle up of my face, by the way, on the store. I mean, she's just making stuff happen. She's a go-getter. So we love her. And Melanie, thank you for being here. Wyatt is here. Wyatt is ours now, Melanie. So if you need to find Wyatt, You come here and we're going to be taking care of him. Okay. Good to see you. All right, let's keep going.
Request is timely. The nature of the intent behind their intervention, whether the court would need to make determinations as to whether that would unduly complicate the case or prejudice the proceedings, and that has not been requested at this point.
Sir, it is my understanding pursuant to the Lewis case, 1982, Supreme Court case, that we received essentially automatic intervention for the purpose of opposing closure hearings. If I could refer Your Honor to that case, specifically case number 426 Southern 2nd at 1. Media interveners on behalf of as a proxy of the people of the state of Florida for the purpose of intervening, essentially received automatic the ability to oppose essentially just by walking in. That's been the rule in Florida since 1982, and I do refer Your Honor to that case.
Wasn't the media a party in that case?
No, sir. They're interveners, as they typically are. Typically, the way this works is the criminal defendant will seek closure, whether over a specific record or over a particular hearing, such as a suppression hearing, and then by law, there has to be a notice to local media, at which point the media then intervenes and receives the right to any suppression hearing or any.
You guys, let me know in chat if you think that they're not going to let the media in. If you guys are from Florida and you know how these cases go and what Florida's rules are, let me know if you think that they're going to kick all the media out, because I mean, and I'm going to tell you my opinion, and these CSAM, the 60 sex crimes that are broken down, I don't think they're going to let the media in. I'm being honest with you. Now for the capital case, I think that they're going to let them in, no problem. But let me know. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think, Synth? You guys, 1, if you think they're gonna kick us out of there. 2, if you think they're gonna let us in.
I want to know. Okay, so the problem is I'm in business school and not my law school, so I can't access like a lot of the things I could do.
Right.
Because I would really love to get into like, has this judge ever had to deal with a case like this? Is this why he's unfamiliar with this rule? Why is he asking for so much case law? Because he has no experience with this. So he wants to actually see, because he's preparing. So there's not going to be any excuse for them to lose in a mistrial or an appeal or anything. He's already setting this up, and he wants to know. Bring me this stuff, bring me the facts, which is what all of these attorneys are supposed to be doing, is getting all of that information together in an IRAC and putting it forth where the judge can just read it and it's like a Cliff Notes, because he doesn't have time to be looking through thousands of law books for all these cases. They're supposed to bring it to him in a succinct package, and then that's why he needs the 10 days to go over everything.
Thank you. And that's why we have Synth here. It's not because she has beautiful hair today. It's because of her knowledge. All right, guys. I just learned something. Like, that's why I brought her here. I can't talk. I don't know. I didn't. Bleh. All right, let's keep going.
Any hearing pursuant to that, the right to argue at that suppression hearing or any hearing related to closure. And so that's been the policy of the state of Florida since 1982.
All right. So it's your position that the court has no discretion whatsoever to make a determination as to whether intervention is appropriate?
I have never been in a position, I've never had a court even raise that issue. So I do not know the particulars of that issue, Your Honor, because typically it just happens pursuant to Lewis. And so it is the media intervener's position that pursuant to that case and all the cases that have been pursuant to that the media has an immediate right to intervene.
Was it your intention to make argument?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks. All right. You're gonna have to provide me a copy of that case and indicate that the court is without discretion to allow argument as a non-party in a criminal case. Do you have a copy of that case for the court?
I do. Yes. It's been couched in the context of standing to intervene.
Indeed, you have standing to intervene. This is the Miami Herald case v. Lewis.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I agree that you have standing to intervene if the court issues an order
Now, is that the prosecution right there?
Not him. He's the media attorney. The prosecution is a older white guy, and
Okay,
he's like sitting at the table.
So what's he doing, Trish? He's just trying to do the motion to get.
He's intervening for all of the media.
Oh, okay.
He's like in a liaison. So
Okay.
all of the news, local news, or the internet, AP, Court TV, Law and Crime, whatever the heck, they're all using like a broker which would be, and then he's going to present it to the judge without, so you don't have 50 of these guys coming in trying to say, hey, we get our chance, we get our chance, we get our chance. You have one guy. He presents it. And that's why he comes up with the case law. He's presenting all of that. That's his job.
Perfect. This is going to help me as we go, right? Because as we're going to go, we're going to watch a lot of this stuff.
Yeah.
So give me a better idea of what is happening. So thank you. Lori Green, I do think that too. I think there should be times where the public is asked to leave, and there should be times where, for respect of Maddie, absolutely. She's a little girl that I agree with, but I hope they don't just completely, tear us out of one case.
I know that they're going to do discretion on certain things that they just can't show. We know there's other cases of severe CSAM, and they can't.
Yeah, we don't want to see that.
So that's when they would like maybe just go to audio. They might, usually if they have to say anything, they just come to the judge, right? And they'll just say sidebar, and we have to go blah, 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 blah. So
yeah, and that's how it usually happens. But if you get this one thing in that says everybody's kicked out and the judge says yep, then we're not going to have any of that. So I don't think it's going to happen, but I think, I don't know, for the CSAM stuff, I've always had a weird feeling that they might, because it's so severe, severe.
That's the kind of stuff they show, just like the juries, and they give you the file thing, and you go in the room with the computer, and and they don't even make them look through. They're not going to make them look through 39,000.
No, they're not. But I'm just saying, like, the whole thing is this. Well, we'll see.
They'll be traumatized. They'll need therapy. All of them.
All right, we're all going to need therapy when this is done, you guys. All right, let's see what happens in 10 days. When they come back, we'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, let it roll.
Not been provided with any authority that gives automatic entitlement to intervene in the
He's an auctioneer.
Motion requesting.
He just got excited. He just got excited.
The rule indicates that you must have notice, and from your pleading, you make the assumption that the media had notice of today's request.
He's talking about the notice and how much time they have to give.
The motion, the intervention, approximately 2 weeks ago on the docket.
See, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
They didn't just like pull this out of their bum. The minute they heard something, they put in the filings, because it does take a while for everything you're putting in to get through the court. They're not always open every day. Not every department is open every day. People working there are not always there every day. That's why everything takes so long.
Miami Herald Publishing Company v. Lewis, 426 Southern 2nd 1, a 1982 Supreme Court case. In that case, the court ruled that the media had standing to challenge a ruling from the court after the ruling was made. Was there any indication that there was an automatic entitlement to intervene in the initial hearing making that determination?
I believe so. It's either in that, or there was other subsequent cases in the late 80s, Barron and others, that said that there has to be notice to local media, at which point the media intervenes by filing a notice of intervention and receives the right to argue at any pursuant hearing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you've referenced that precedent. Do you have case law that supports that you can provide?
I do not in front of me, Your Honor. This is a matter I must confess that I have never encountered in arguing these before.
That's interesting.
He's never had a judge tell him.
I'm going to entertain
So that's why I was wondering about that judge.
Argument by the parties in the case. And
Okay, so I had only heard bits and pieces of this and making fun of Stearns and working and trying to put my episodes together. So, Teresa, I hope that you're right. I absolutely hope you're right. And you guys know more than I do. I love it. It's a potato.
Sweet
Um,
potato.
this potato,
Oh my
you
God.
are enough. Thank you. Shout out to you, girl. Peace to you too. All you guys. Don't forget, we're all over here doing our thing. Like,
Yeah.
subscribe, share, and get a membership if you can. I'll give some memberships right now. Tina McNabb says, I know I'm going to get a membership. Never know. Hey, the
Never
more you
know.
comment, the better chance you have. Thanks for reminding me, though. And really, it is good to see you, Melanie. Good to see you. I hope you're feeling better. Yeah, he's delusional. You guys, we're gonna have fun next week. We're gonna have fun getting our aggression and ripping
Ugh.
Stephan Sterns a new butthole. All right, let's keep going. We're gonna do that.
And then I will consider your position. Perhaps you can secure some case law that creates an automatic entitlement for the
Don't say that.
interveners to argue in the initial determination by the court as to closing court proceedings. May I have a seat? Thank you.
The way that judge said that makes me think he's never encountered that personally, so he needs to know that case law himself.
Defense state, do you have a
That's interesting because he seems like a seasoned judge that's really like just like
I
this.
think he is, but I don't think he's ever had to have a live
Yeah,
media.
this is a big deal, you guys. I mean, you guys got to know when they're 60, I can't even look at those 60 counts without
Yeah.
having nightmares. I looked at them the one time I tried to read them, and I'm sorry, you guys. It's just, I'm not afraid of anything, but it just seeps into you, right? So it's gonna be difficult, and we're gonna need each other to get through
Mhm.
this.
Mhm.
Yes, I do remember Chad Daybell's intervener. I didn't really know that that's what they were called, so now I know. I'm learning stuff here. So with this case, it's going to be difficult, and I guess the judge, yeah, that's a big deal, Sin. That's a huge deal, that amount that he has.
Mhm.
Somebody asked me, and let's just address it now because there's a lot of like dead space and in here. We're talking. Uh, Somebody said, well, I didn't hear any charges against him about.
It's coming up.
No,
They'll talk
that's
about
coming
all
up.
that at the end
No, but
because
let me
they're trying to establish certain things. It's
But
kind of
no,
like when you go to a city council meeting and they have Robert's rules.
no, you didn't
You
let
have
me
steps you
finish.
have to go.
No, they didn't. They said they didn't hear when they gave that
Oh.
he was getting charges for distribution of CSAM trading and selling. And I said that's not
Oh, yeah.
going to be in this trial ever. That's not part of this trial. I doubt they're going to do charges like that unless they're going to start digging up, a big
Right.
sex ring thing. That's not going to come. People are surprised. I mean, think people that don't know the law. They're not going to do that, guys. They're doing this for Maddie. This is Maddie's case. That's not going
Yeah.
to come up unless
I
something
missed
bigger
her. I
does.
thought that, no, they'll talk about his 60 thingies.
Yeah,
They'll
they
talk about
will.
his but toward the end.
And somebody was mad that I think they were hoping that he was going to get those, and then they're going to add charges for the CSAM.
Unless he's the creator and he's the one that's putting it all out there, then there's kind of no point. He's not the head. He's like the lowest snake on the rung, unfortunately.
That's perfectly said, Sid. That's it right there. All right, Miss Oden, we're going.
position on a non-party intervention?
No.
Defense?
I will give you the word inspection. Generally speaking, I guess we have objection, hence the motion that we're following to ask for them to be precluded in terms of the intervention defense case.
Wait, let me do this.
I hate when she's not near the microphone.
I'm going to put
Thank you.
the subtitles.
This case was initiated by information on April 11th, 2024, charging Mr. Stearns with 8 counts of sexual battery on a child under 12 capital offenses,
Piece of
5
shit.
counts of sexual battery with a child 12 to 18 in a familial or custodial authority, 7 counts of lewd or lascivious molestation, 40 counts unlawful possession of materials depicting sexual performance by a child, 10 or more images. Counts 1 through 8 are capital offenses. Counts 9 through 13 are punishable by life offenses. Counts 14 through 20 are punishable by life offenses. Counts 20 through 60 are second-degree felony allegations punishable by up to 15 years in prison each, 15 years of supervised probation each, or a $10,000 fine each.
Thank you.
Yeah, wait.
Well, you want me to stop for a sec, or?
No, somebody in the chat said, didn't we have somebody that was a court reporter? And then I was trying to remember, did we? But then I remember somebody's name said something about being a
Yeah.
court reporter.
Yeah,
I
we
haven't
do
seen
have-
them in a while, though.
Yeah, they're in my email. I can send them a message. They said they were taking a break from all this for a little bit.
Sure.
I have their email. But Synth and it would be overdone. But yeah, I think we're doing fantastic. I'm learning a lot. When I learn a lot, I know you guys are. We're not just here laughing. We're trying to learn, right? We're getting the sponges up. All right. And I did put those on so you can read what we can't hear. All right, let's keep going. Wait, who feels left out? What? Linda Keenel says, I feel left out. I'm very devoted to crime follower, but when I heard the POS say he left the bedroom, returned, and poor Madeline was deceased, I almost choked on my coffee. I've heard everything but that. Now, Linda, we've all only heard that. And in my opinion, he's throwing shit at the wall to see what's going to stick. Nobody is going to believe him. And if you do believe in a higher power, just know that the higher power is going to win over this devil that we see in court today. So don't worry about it. Stay with us. Keep those vibes going. We got prayers coming. That's not going to happen.
Next
right?
week, everybody needs the plastic guard over your keyboards because we're all going to be spitting out a lot of stuff as we go through those calls.
Oh, yeah. I have so much to talk about. You guys have no idea. Yeah. Stephan Sterns is muddying up the case, and he's purposely coming out with a defense. That's what he's doing in those phone calls. Absolutely delusional. He doesn't have a chance. Nobody's going to believe it. So you guys just stay on the side of good, and you won't get sucked into the side of evil. All right. Let's keep going. We know what's going to happen.
Yeah, attorney for the media. Defense Exhibit A is a USB flash drive with a PowerPoint that's been previously shown to the state. Defense Exhibit B is a list of articles and videos. Defense Composite Exhibit C is the printout of various news articles. Defense Composite Exhibit D are emails with public records requests. And then I have case law as well, which wasn't pre-marked. I can report now the court will like that as well. And previously given to the state and the attorneys.
Thank you.
Defense will at this time move each of those pre-marked exhibits into evidence as defense's next number exhibit 1 through 4, I believe it'll be.
Thanks. Say to these unopposed.
We'll waive any objections.
Thank you.
Right?
And if you could have the Elmo turned on.
I'm actually really glad they didn't bring up guilty of crime because I don't want to have to stop doing this. Like, I would hate to get a cease and desist or some kind of, who knows what they're going to try to do with the people that they mentioned, because those people are the ones buying the stuff. They're paying thousands of dollars. So I don't think that they would stop that. But, you know, we all know what guilty of crime's been doing, right? Right, Synth? The amazing Synth at that. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a feeling there's a slant to that. You know, I feel she was looking towards certain creators that caught her eye just because they're her demographic.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how Greg
interesting.
Hughes got in there, but he's dark and ugly, so I guess throw him in. I don't know. But it was really interesting which ones pulled up on the you'll see it.
It is, and we will. All right, let's keep going. I'm gonna give some memberships, you guys. Keep on chatting. If the more you chat, the better chance you get.
Thank you. Do you intend to publish what's going to be defense 1?
Yes, sir.
Oh, his parents are horrible.
I wish.
Marked exhibits will be received as evidence for purposes of this hearing only.
Potato.
believe the overhead projector is on.
That's why she used hidden true crime. Mm-hmm.
They should be prepared.
Well, that's good.
Right?
The AV controls at defense counsel table. And HDMI.
HDMI is plugged in and it's recognizing that.
Be prepared better. Be prepared.
You know what sucks is every courthouse is different, and you
know.
never know the way the tech will work or not. It
While we do that, I
sucks.
can make additional present additional information at this time, Judge. In terms of the items that were pre-marked, defenses exhibit, if I could approach the have the correct numbers. Defense has printed and presented for the court, not that the court needs to read them all, but just showing the various media coverage of this case, various articles from local news stations, as well as
There's the court reporter.
TV,
I
Crime
just saw
TV,
him.
various news media organizations. Defense has also introduced a listing essentially of those articles that were printed, some of which have YouTube links, which obviously can't be printed. For the court. Defense did do a public records request to show the court the public records requests that have been made by various media and interested parties in terms of this case, requesting public records for this case. And though we're not here on Mr. Sterns' other case, I printed the public records request as to each of those.
Right. Who's this lady, Synth? Marcy's
Okay, so this is the attorney. This is his defense attorney.
This
The
is
public
his
defender. This is Alicia.
Alicia C. Smith. You're going to see her a lot now, unless for
Mhm.
some reason they have some kind of falling out, which happens sometimes in cases like this. We're going to see her a lot, and she's going to make a name for herself with this case. So remember her very well. All right. We showed her credentials at the beginning. Cheapskate says, do we know how many days, weeks the trial will last?
Oh no, you'll never know. Maybe it can go anywhere from, well, with all this stuff, probably 6 weeks.
She's also an auctioneer. So she's actually his defense attorney, but yeah, the more we listen to her, the more I probably won't like her. All right, let's keep going. She's actually saying something right now.
In comparison to another homicide that's in Orange County, which involved the death of multiple individuals, to show the court the comparative nature of the public records request and the nature of those items and information that was introduced as the FITS exhibit. I believe it's number 3. And I could provide these.
They're a club for women.
And looking at, and the other ones are Madam Clerk has. And looking at those items that were introduced specifically as to the public records request, the court can see that in terms of Mr. Sterns' 2 individual cases, in doing the public records request, we had to pay an invoice of $56.25 to get just a copy, the printout initially.
Can we pause on that?
Yes, we can. We are. What you got?
I swear, I can't hear what she's saying. Is she saying $56.25 or $56,000.25? Because I swear to God, I can't hear what she's saying amount wise.
It's on there. It's $56.25, I believe. It's to get a copy.
I know, but okay. So then that's just stupid. I thought she was going to complain that she had to pay $56,000. I'm like, people are spending way more than that. Woman, be quiet.
No, she's
okay.
Everybody's got to get their $56 back. Even when you get a Carfax, it's like $47. Come on. All right. Melanie Copeland's been a member for 4 months. Love you, Jay, and love this beautiful chat. Well, we love you, and we're so glad that you're feeling better. Keep feeling better and better and better. Doozy, I can't follow either. She talks too fast. You got to read it then, girlfriend. You can try to read it.
See, look, there's people saying they thought she said 1,002.
We can go back real quick. Hold on. I would hope not. They can't even afford that. All right, listen up.
And looking at, and the other ones are Madam Clerk has, and looking at those items that were introduced specifically as to the public records request, the court can see that in terms of Mr. Sterns' 2 individual cases, in doing the public records request, we had to pay an invoice of $56.25 to get just a copy, the printout initially.
It actually did sound like she said 56,000, but she didn't. I don't think she said
It sounded like
56.
56,000 or $56. Like it could be both.
It did 100% sound like 56,000, but it wasn't. It wasn't. You wouldn't bat an eye. Now I watch enough cases and trials to know that would be way out of the league. The judge would be like,
Okay.
Yeah, that's not even. She did say thousand.
I mean, because I know like one would pay some money, but I was like $56,000. Like, what the hell did she get?
It's the way she's talking, but it's only 56.25. All right.
All right.
People won't like me talking because I talk fast too. Yeah, it did sound like 56,000. It's not. That we would have to stop the whole thing. The judge would have said something because I've seen them
crazy
talk.
Okay.
Yeah, I've seen them talk about money, and they're not going to let that fly. All right.
Actually, of what was requested by various parties. So in that, the court will see that there have been various news articles or news outlets requesting information, and the court can even see within those some of the costs that were associated with them requesting and receiving the items that were requested and ultimately turned over. And in comparison, the case that defense printed additionally was a Chevelle case out of Orange County, which involved the injury and or death of 6 individuals. I believe it's 4 that were deceased and injury to others. And in that case, the state is also seeking the death penalty in that case. The PowerPoint that defense presented or prepared, and if we don't get aviation, if the court is willing to consider it in chambers, essentially just shows podcast interviews, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook groups, Reddit, and on those Reddit platforms, it shows essentially the full discovery in this case. You can see links to where the media and various parties have requested all the information, including their screenshots that show this actual hearing being presented on
right
there.
Now.
Links to it, notice of the hearing in terms of this very hearing that we're here for today. There's also, as the court can see, and I would ask the court to make clear for the record that there are also media cameras and media personnel that are present today for the purpose of this hearing. So that will be the information defense will be presenting. If the court wants me to do argument at this time as well, I can do that as well.
He is ready to talk.
Yeah, you guys, we'll talk about what is happening in between. If you can't follow her, I don't want to slow it down because it's really long and I still want to talk to you guys in between.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, all she's saying is the media, and they're trying to get the media not in. They don't want TikTokers, Reddits, YouTubers, nothing. They think it's not going to be a fair trial. It is going to be a fair trial.
Wait till you get to the end when the prosecutor just basically in 2 sentences just mutes everything she says. Is like, so it gets good at the end. We just got to go through what the shenanigans.
Yeah, and we'll tell you what it's about. If you miss something, we're gonna break it down for
But
you.
yeah, she's very excited.
That's why we're here today.
I think she wants to become a court TV reporter. So she's gonna like be putting herself out there as like the go-getter, and even
like I said, this is a high-profile case. This will make or break your career. Period. I mean, Casey Anthony. Anybody that was involved in the Casey Anthony, you see him on documentaries. You see him over the years.
Jody Arias. I see that guy all the time.
Arias. Oh my God, Curtin Ermey is on everything.
Every time I heard his name, Curtin Ermey, I was like, the Muppets. What the hell?
Yeah, and no, this is this his attorney for not for both cases, is it?
No,
he has another attorney for the
DP. Sorry.
DP. Yes, so I answered some of your questions. She wants to be the next Jose Baez.
Oh, wow.
Deanna Peterson says, when you put up the comment, we can't see. Okay, well then I can't put up any comments then. All right, then I can't put up any comments. Let's go. I knew that. Right. No comments.
State, do you anticipate presenting any evidence?
I'll just smoke my puffers.
The defense motion or take any position?
We will take a position, but we just have argument.
Thank you. Ms. Smith, I'm willing to wait until AV gets here if you have a presentation that you wish to present to the court prior to making argument. I don't know why your counsel table is not registering with our equipment. One suggestion I may have is if the state would be so inclined to allow you to look into their council table, see if that alleviates the
Too much.
issue.
Smack my hand. Don't do it. Don't do it. Ew.
That the HDMI cable on that council table works.
Again, tech in a courthouse, in a courtroom can suck.
Ooh, I hate him. I don't even like looking at the back of his head.
His chomo head.
Yeah, I want to smack him, like, not more than smack him, but
Johnson, would you be willing to make the presentation from?
I think he needs a new tattoo on the back of his neck, though,
Thank you.
that says "Your
Sir.
bitch."
I
So,
agree.
my bitch.
Of course.
I agree.
Nice, nasty prison tattoo.
Searching of the
All right, listen, y'all. If you guys want to watch this without my awful commentary, there's the link right there, and I also put it in the description. So if you don't, I mean, we're here providing commentary so people can understand it. So if we're distracting you, I just put the link so you guys can go listen to it on your own. All right, thank you. I can't comment or put things. What am I supposed to do?
Right. The whole point of the show, people.
I was told not to comment and then not to put anything up, so that means I'm not here.
shows that are doing episodes as well
can't.
as episodes.
You say, "I do what I want."
The case.
I do what I want. We're like,
Next is YouTube. Defense did a couple screen grabs of just searching of the name.
I don't
in terms
know.
of what
I got in
comes up,
trouble.
Various news articles that
This is actually what this is actually one of my favorite parts right here. This is one of my favorite parts because they're showing the YouTube content. I'm like,
Hidden true crime, court TV. I
I'm
wish
like,
I
hey,
could. Too
where's
blind.
mine? I don't see mine, but when you look up the case, like if you look up Madeline Soto or Stephan Sterns,
Yeah, you every time you're out there, so I
come
don't
up.
know.
Google
I don't know
too.
how she was looking at it because it
Yeah,
how you're not on there. I don't know.
Well, I'm glad I didn't get in trouble, but in Google, I'm like all over. My thumbnails are everywhere. So, all right, let's keep going. All right.
that have been turned into videos and clips of varying length, varying views. There are, including the interrogation of Mr. Sterns and the clips that relate to those. There's even, I don't know if the YouTube will open in the courthouse or not, but True Crime Beat, I even did videos pertaining to this very hearing and defense's request to close the pretrial proceedings in the case.
No,
and
they don't have
that
to
bit needs to be played, but just for the court to see that the media has filed responses and YouTube videos in response to our very request to close the courtroom.
You know, what'd be funny is if she hit play and then they were playing her, playing that, playing her, playing
like Spaceballs.
She put it on, and then there's her and Stephan Sterns' head, and then they're playing that, and she's playing that.
Now. When are we watching this? Just now.
What are we watching?
When?
We see you and you.
Yeah.
You,
oh my gosh.
you. Everybody's on here. Let's go. All right.
Ay.
Oh.
In that same podcast or YouTube platform, True Crime Beat has an entire playlist that is related to this case with, at the time of the screen grab, over, I believe it's 400.
The nerve of that.
443 videos at the time.
1,000 videos
that was created, which the date and time are in the corner.
Yeah, I've never even heard that person, True Crime Beat.
Or YouTube links in this case. True Crime with Strategic Eyes is another one of the popular YouTubers who has been blogging about the case and who additionally also has a playlist specifically pertaining to this case. Has has already provided videos and done videos dissecting some of the defense's motions to suppress that were filed in this case. Gray Hughes Investigates, another popular YouTube platform, again, with a playlist that pertains to this case. Turning to Reddit, this is where a lot of the discovery can be easily accessible. Defense does not have a Reddit account, is not logged in, as can be seen from the upper right-hand corner.
Yeah, we know who hangs out on Reddit.
The judge should have smacked his gavel down and said, Reddit's not real. Get that out of here, lady. Do you know who's on the Reddit pages?
That poor man, he has no clue, though. I can tell you right now that judge has no clue. The Reddit.
I've never even seen True Crime Beat either. And Strategic is a cop. They're like, throw the gavel down. That doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
I have no ideas.
I have over 1,000 videos, and most of them are freaking Stephan Sterns and Madeline Soto.
Right?
Hey, you go get your gummies, Thomas, and don't let your dogs eat those gummies because you know what happens then. They get all dehydrated.
Well, only one or two. They just get sleepy and you just drive around. They're fine.
No, they get dehydrated. That's happened before.
Leave
All right,
you moody.
Public searching what is accessible to the public, even without providing any type of identifiable information to request access. And searching Madeline Soto's name, these are the various Reddit groups or Reddit forums that exist in the case. In looking at the one titled, I guess, hashtag or / Madeline Soto, you can see they have a resource where you can literally click a link and get access to the case files in this case. And the screen grab on the bottom right, case files for missing and endangered, is what happens when you click that hyperlink and put in there. Next, we have Maddie Soto Evidence, which is literally just that, a Reddit. Though in discussing the case as well, even as the time of the screen grab of March 11th had been discussed 2 days prior, but has an entire Google Drive with the entire court docket, and includes master list of all the various files in the case. Again, public access that anyone and everyone can click and access. Madeline Soto Evidence, again, pertains to all of the court documents in terms of this case and the accessibility of such.
We can see you.
And looking
and
at
you.
Jen Soto's,
and you.
some of when you search Jen Soto's name on Reddit, some of the groups overlap. However, there is Reddit forums that keeps track literally of the upcoming court dates, including the various court hearing and date that we're here for before, it's shown by the bottom right screen grab.
Yeah. Even the one we are at in today.
For Soto's name, those are the Reddit forums that come up under her name. They cross-reference with Madeline as well.
That's what I'm saying, Tom.
Searching Mr. Sterns' name, again, some of them cross-reference and are similar, are the same.
Too bad she didn't bring up a video that says Stinky Sterns or a picture of a sloth with Sterns on it. I think she did that on purpose. And like I said, Reddit doesn't count. Get the gavel out, judge. And yes, do not feed your dogs THC gummies. They can go in seizures and they do dehydrate themselves.
I meant the Martha Stewart kind.
Well, they have ones for the dog, but I'm talking
that she has a whole line.
Stinky Sterns. We got to start getting hashtag Stinky Sterns. So next time they pull the YouTube up, we'll find
a no skunk sign.
Yes, we're gonna
have a skunk with a no on it.
All right, let's keep going so we don't piss the.
Make some pins.
Forms that come up when searching Madeline or Jennifer, but those are additional forms for that. In searching X, formerly Twitter, these are just various screen grabs showing from initially back a year ago when the case happened, even up until present day, and showing various news outlets that show communications involving the case, including, as can be seen from the right screen grab, we have Miami in Spanish as early as this year, Orange County, their own Twitter page, providing updates at the time they were doing it, Fox Orlando, again, back in 2024, even as recently as a month ago, talking again about these various hearings that we're here for. We have Puerto Rico, Orlando, New York, English, Spanish channels from 2024, as well as current day 2025.
All the places Jen has been at.
TikTok screen grab, you can see the next to the heart are essentially the number of likes that a video has gotten. So we have various likes from mere thousands up into the tens of thousands that show from various platforms of varying sizes what they found searching hashtags related to Madeline or Stephan Sterns. Same thing. More, we have up to 46.2K, as low as 308.
I gotta be honest. I mean, this is the devil in the detail, and the devil's right there. But I do think he's getting his kicks out of it, and I do think he's such a nasty individual that he'll look at the reports and probably whack off to whatever he's looking at, because he really is like the devil. The devil has no boundaries.
I like Annette's comment. This lady officer is glaring. You know, she wants to like beat him.
Oh yeah, I mean, I can't even stand the back of his head. Honestly, that just looks like a target to me. When I go shooting, that would be, I should print that out and put that on my target. I just can't. This guy, and I agree, Kelly. Jen needs to be with him. I wouldn't want them to be in the same trial together, but I absolutely would love to see her, that potato, sitting there on trial with those nasty, ugly faces and the lies she spins. She's pulling the strings, guys. She's not going to get away with it. It always comes to dark will come to light. He does look like a rotting pumpkin. But yeah, the most of this, that she's going to just keep naming people for a little while.
380. And then Facebook, this is hard to see, but the groups on the left are all Facebook groups that specifically relate to Madeline Soto, and the groups on the right, the 3 groups specifically relate to Stephan Sterns. The groups are varying sizes, various names relating to Madeline, finding her, missing, thoughts and different topics of that nature. And then finally is Google searches. If the court wished to, essentially, when you search their names, you can go to the various.
She's kind of burying herself with all of this, though. It's the funny part.
Pertain to each of them.
She's going a little too far.
And then in some of the news articles, I just grabbed a couple. Obviously, we have various different news articles, but Court TV is a popular
really?
Like an entire page.
Wow. Since 1966, Court TV. Yes, we know.
Like,
as recently as this month, articles being posted as recently as.
Now, after listening to this, guys, I'm going to change my number to a 2, because she is burying herself. This is just absolutely ludicrous and dumb. If the judge,
it's like she's gonna do it. She's you know, you ever see Galaxy Quest? She's like, it's the dumbest job, and I'm gonna do it. She's doing the dumbest job.
She's wasting her time. Yeah. I mean, we're not even, that's why we're commenting and laughing. She's saying the same thing over and over, and her point is kind of moot. It's a moot point, because what she's saying is people are reporting on the case that should be recorded on, including everybody, because this case needs to be reported on. And Madeline Soto needs the groups because they need support. Nobody's supporting her except for us. And
I mean, I hate to say it, you can almost just skip to the end and boycott the rest of all of this shenanigans. People can go back and look later if they want to be honest.
Yeah.
Because basically it goes down to the prosecuting guy basically saying, what the hell does that have to do with the people who live in this area that are going to actually be on the jury? Not a damn thing, because most of those people have no flipping clue. And there's 437,000 citizens of that county. They're going to have no problem finding 6 people that don't know on that jury.
I mean, all right, let's listen
to it. Out of 30,000, we find plenty of people. I mean, me and my brother showed up for the same jury duty for the same case, and I didn't get picked because I was quoting damn law. They kicked me out because I knew too much. My brother didn't say anything, and they let him stay.
Yeah, I don't want to be on jury. All right, let's just a little longer.
Linking to others, and then Paula Neal Mooney has as well. In the podcasting area and some of the Google search, you'll see like Nancy Grace TV and various other media outlets. So that, coupled with the articles that defense was providing, show the various media coverage from local, meaning Central Florida, local within the state of Florida, outside the state, and locations and places that, honestly, I can't tell you exactly where they are, but for it's saying New York, Puerto Rico, or things like that from the news, because of the pervasive nature of media and the ability to be anywhere at any time, not necessarily having to give locations as to that. So in terms of presentation of the media information, that's what defense had in terms of the PowerPoint, and otherwise it just not argument.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, she's down with that. We're gonna go listen to a little bit more. We want to see what they say. I'm gonna do call-ins, guys, but we just want to make sure we document this. It is ridiculous and repetitive, and it is her job to do that. But I don't think that she's gonna win on that side. I think it's ridiculous for her to think so, but okay, they want to waste time.
No, she's the lawyer. She's the actual lawyer, not the paralegal.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's
Paralegals are not allowed to speak to the judge in front of anyone in the court. Maybe.
And that's a good point, you guys. If she doesn't do this, then what's going to happen is that they can go back and say he didn't get a fair trial, you guys, and then they have to retry the whole thing. So if this is not documented, it's very, very important to document this. I
like
know
that the lawyer for Vallow, Chad. Remember how he drove us crazy? It's that same kind of stupid crap they have to do. And even to the extent with Sarah Boone, it sucks.
But they have to. And we want to document it for purposes of documenting what's happening in the case. All right, I'm going to keep going so we can get call-ins tonight.
The defense has certainly established that there is a tremendous amount of media and social media interest in the allegations in Mr. Sterns' 2 cases before the court.
That's funny, Thomas.
The Miami Herald case gives the court some guidance as to what factors need to be considered in making a determination before a court may close its proceedings and operate in secret outside of the purview of the public and the media. There is a presumption that all pretrial hearings should be open ones. That is a fundamental tenet of the criminal justice system in the United States.
Thank you.
Defense would like you to curtail your argument to the considerations that closure is necessary to prevent serious and imminent threat to the administration of justice, that no alternatives exist other than a change of venue that would protect the defendant's right to a fair trial, and that a closure would be effective in protecting the rights of the accused. Obviously, the court must balance the due process right of the accused with unrestricted access to all judicial proceedings. Whenever you're ready.
I provided case law, I believe. Is that, do you have a judge?
I've got a lot of case law.
I handed a packet that had 2 statutes and 3 cases, Rule 2.450, Rule 2.451, and then the 3 cases being Gannett Co. versus the Pascal, which is a U.S. Supreme Court case, 99 Supreme Court 2898 from 1979, the Miami Herald versus Lewis case, which is a Florida Supreme Court case, 426 Southern 2nd, 1 from 1982, and then Miami Herald Media Company versus State, which is a 3rd DCA case here in Florida, 218 Southern 3rd, 406 from 2017. So looking at those 3 prongs, which are established by the Miami Herald case, the defense would argue that the closure is necessary in this case to prevent serious and imminent threat to the administration of justice, because looking at rules 2.450 and 2.451 gives the court the ability to control the conduct of the proceedings before the court, ensuring decorum, prevent distraction, and ensuring the fair administration of justice. So as such, this falls within the court's discretion. The media in their response talks about openness and transparency as being needed to produce a disinclination to testify falsely, when in reality it creates nothing more than an air performance, as if the courtroom is nothing more than a stage. Yes, people have a right to know about what happens in court and the analysis that comes along with that from internet detectives and analyzers, many of whom aren't even in the state or potentially even looking at the laws that apply specifically within the state of Florida, or the case of this jurisdiction is an entirely different story. So essentially this prong looks at why, which goes to the jury instructions ultimately that, at trial, the court will be looking to. Potential jurors are exposed to facts that they aren't supposed to be exposed through the publicizing of the case. Defense isn't requesting a full closure of the courtroom. We're specifically requesting closure as to the pretrial proceedings. So the 3 motions to suppress the defense has filed and will be requesting hearing time on are what we're kind of looking to in terms of that closure. And so in looking at the Gannett case, which is the U.S. Supreme Court case, they talk about, and in that case, they found that the court's decision to close the courtroom was a balancing act, as the court indicated. Nowhere with that case specifically actually.
Now you got to remember, I agree with that it might this might be a waste of time, get denied. It does have to be documented, and yeah, those are all huge cases, right? But I wonder why certain states allow it and certain states don't. Like the Vallow case, like that just flew right through, right? Hold on, I put you on mute, Synth, because you were talking.
Sorry, every state has, see, that's the problem why it's hard to go federal, because every state has such little weird, because not every state is a state. Some are Commonwealth. And so they have little weird jurisdictional things. They're not all called counties. Sometimes they're a parish. Sometimes they're whatever the hell. So it's, you just try to do the basic best you can, you know, and she's just trying to be like, again, she's going to dot all the T's and I's too, because in her own way, she probably also doesn't want this to come back to show she didn't do her job, that she didn't do her due diligence. It doesn't matter what a piece of whatever, she's going to do her due diligence, you know.
Absolutely.
It just, you know.
And I don't understand it's the Florida laws and the ins and outs, but someone was right. I mean, Ted Bundy, Eileen Wuornos, the list goes on, right? I mean, it's
and
all
it's because
public.
it's one of like the first states too, you know, so their things are a little, you know.
Right. And we'll see. We got like 9 more days to wait. So let's get through this and we can do call-ins. Everyone has a lot to talk about.
Dealt with the motion to suppress and the publicity concerning the pretrial suppression hearings in that case, similar to what defense would argue in this case, poses special risk of unfairness, because the whole entire purpose of a motion to suppress is to screen out evidence that was potentially illegally obtained or is otherwise unreliable in some manner or some fact that should not otherwise be known to the jury. And so this should, so while the court should allow publicity in general instances during the pretrial hearings, like the motion to suppress, that can further influence the public's opinions against Mr. Stern and allow the public to, as well as the potential jury, to have inculpatory information that would otherwise be admissible in the actual trial. And so the danger of the publicity in allowing the admissibility or the publicization of that pretrial suppression hearing makes it difficult to measure what, if any, effects that would have on the actual proceedings. And the Sixth Amendment, which is codified through the 14th Amendment, talks about fairness and the openness of trial itself. Nowhere in the Constitution or common law does it specifically reference or refer to the access to pretrial hearings. So the access to trial, which defense isn't requesting trial be closed, we're specifically requesting pretrial hearings, isn't statutorily, constitutionally precluded. We're asking for pretrial. That's not a right that is guaranteed by the rules, by the courts, and that's found in the Gannett case, as well as further found in the Miami Herald Company versus State case, deals with the pretrial publicity. The second prong, Judge, that the court looks to is that no alternatives are available other than change of venue, which would protect Mr. Sterns' right to a fair trial. And looking at that factor, this is the whole trial, i.e., before trial. So the entire purpose of this.
I mean, I'm learning right now too. This is great because I don't know. I'm used to almost everybody having it open, especially in Florida. But when I see like Lori Vallow getting shut down, I'm like, wait, what? That's crazy. I don't even feel like we got the right documentation out of that. Right? I mean, I don't feel that way. I don't feel like there's closure in that case. I felt like we got completely ripped off in the interpretations. The drawings were terrible. Whatever came out of it, I felt like it was all skewed. So yeah, you guys, I think a lot of you are right, especially the ones from Florida. They are trying to protect the criminals, which is we don't want, but right. Imagine if it was one of you guys that didn't actually do something. Now we gotta assume he did because of the pictures, but all right.
This would be in allowing for the closure of the courtrooms during those pretrial proceedings. Hopefully and potentially it will prevent the need to change the venue in this case come actual trial, because of being able to limit and curtail the information that the media has access to, and that there are no other alternatives. As the court saw from the PowerPoint, from the various articles that I provided, the media is, and likely will continue to dissect in every aspect of this case, from the public records request through discovery that was provided via the state, through the public records forum, through any motion and every motion that defense files in this case. And so defense would argue there are no alternative measures that would, other than changing venue, that would preclude or allow for Mr. Sterns to have a fair trial. And finally, closure would be effective in protecting the rights of the accused without being brought in.
You want to answer this question, Cynth? I see a bunch of people in there.
That she is the lawyer. Yes.
No, not that. No. The proceedings. Is it for the entire trial or just for the pretrial?
Just the pretrial. Yeah. She's just asking for pretrial stuff too. The implication is that a bunch of people are going to be showing up to sit in the gallery and be like, "Woo!"
Okay, so this is for pretrial. Now, if this gets through pretrial and there's nothing in it, would it come up to where she would say, pretrial went really well. Can we do this for the trial, or is that off the table?
No, I think they have to ask again. It's just the different steps, and then you ask again.
But it's not off the table. It's not off the table. They can say, "Look at how well this went. It went smooth. We didn't have any hiccups.
There's no riots. Nobody burned the thing down."
So they're doing it one step at a time.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now you guys know. She's asking for pretrial now, but if they get it and it goes smooth, she's more than likely going to come back and ask again.
Than necessary to accomplish this purpose. Again, defense is requesting only the closure of pretrial proceedings, such as motions to suppress in this case, not the closure of the court for the actual trial. And so we're asking for a limited nature of the proceedings being closed or foreclosed. In the cases that defense cited, some dealt with a motion to suppress, one dealt with specifically an Arthur hearing, and one even had a motion to suppress where the hearing itself was closed. However, after a certain amount of time, the access to the transcript was allowed to be gained by the media or those interested parties. So the court was able to, in crafting their order, limit both the time and the duration, the nature, as well as allow a remedy to allow them to have access at a later point in time. I believe that was the Miami Herald versus State case, in which they dealt with that. So defense would argue that essentially, while pretrial publicity and the fact that there is pretrial publicity in this case, a lot of these cases that form the basis of allowing for the closure of the courtroom was a lot of the forms of media that we have now: TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Reddit.
No,
podcasts.
not Reddit.
A lot of those mediums didn't exist back in the 70s and the 80s when these cases were decided, allowing for the court to allow restriction and closure. The pervasive nature of the internet itself and the exposure makes it to where the pretrial publicity, both the emotional aspect of it, should allow for this court to grant defense's motion to allow for the pretrial closure of certain proceedings, subject to whatever limitations the court should impose, such as if the court were to grant closure for motion to suppress, for example, and allow at a certain period of time the allowance or the dissemination of that information, or if the court were to say motion to suppress are not allowed, no access to it.
Now we're just documenting these guys. We can go forward if you don't want to keep hearing or say the same thing that you Collins, but we're just trying to get this documented. I mean, we summed it up at the very beginning of this episode. We played the clip. That's what it was.
Yeah, she's just breaking each part of it down so that each part of it is on the actual typed record.
Yeah, I mean that's what we're trying to do. I mean, if you guys want to do some call-ins, we can do some call-ins.
It sounds like she's repeating the same thing, but there are subtle nuances to each kind of weird thing she is saying. But you really have to know the lawyer speak to kind of get the nuances of what she's saying.
Yeah, this is not the prosecutor. That's Stephan Sterns. That's Stephan Sterns, defense attorney.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we can go forward a little bit more. If you guys have things to call in about, then we absolutely can call in. But if I take call-ins and then nobody calls in, then we stop
keep
this.
Going.
Yeah. Okay.
Keep going.
All right.
Hear it at trial. So defense would argue that defense meets the three prongs by the preponderance of the evidence, which is the standard that defense had to meet the prongs by, as to each of the factors in the court should grant defense's motion to close the pretrial proceedings.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. State?
Judge, it's the state's position that they haven't shown anything by a preponderance of the evidence.
That's it.
There is massive worldwide coverage of news these days,
Yeah.
but
Yes.
it's very spread out and only deep in very certain puddles. A basement in Sheffield, England may have hit the Reddit, may have hit the YouTube, may have hit all those different sources of news, but they have not shown any nexus to the potential jurors in Osceola County, Florida, and all the data that they presented to the court.
Damn.
They didn't even show you how many views
be on top of it.
any of those YouTube videos got, how many upvotes or downvotes any of those Reddit posts got. They haven't shown you how many people viewed any of those news stories, much less how many people in Osceola County jury, Osceola County, Florida, they're eligible to serve in the jury, viewed any of those things.
Exactly.
There hasn't been a study conducted by a UCF student, for example, to go out and poll jurors and provide the court with data about the effectiveness of the media coverage in this case in conveying its message.
Right.
The unfortunate truth that I have found, because as this court knows, I ask every potential jury panel, do you even follow the news? Do you get a newspaper? Do you watch the local news? And it's stunning, like small, how many people actually follow the news. And in a high profile case that I just did in October up in Orlando.
Right. I love this guy. He's bringing it. You guys, Carrie, don't be cranky, don't be Carrie. Reddit is a cesspool. I agree. Every time I say the word Reddit, a bunch of trolls come for me. Reddit. Come on.
So
bring it.
He's basically saying these are the things that are going to come out when you go and you interview the jury people anyway, when you're doing your voir dire, when you got the list and you got the questions and you're asking, have you done it? Do you have this? How do you feel about this? How do you feel about blah? It doesn't even need to be brought up at this point, is what which is what the interloper was trying to say.
Yeah, and she didn't bring any of that. She's like, hey, look at this. No kidding. We're in 2025.
There's a village in Uganda that knows about Stephan Sterns. No.
That's all she said, but she didn't drop any facts. Mic drop right now. Let's go.
Yeah. Had a whole subreddit and all the YouTube and the sleuths and all the stuff that they presented you. We put 50 jury panels Monday morning, 50 jury on the panel Monday afternoon, Tuesday morning, Tuesday afternoon, and maybe 2, 3, or 5 in each panel of 50 had even heard of the case. And perhaps 2 got excused for cause because of their exposure to the case. I don't say that as evidence. I say that as an anecdotal link to, well, where's the link to Osceola County? The YouTube is not just exclusive to Osceola County. WESH isn't exclusive to Osceola County. Reddit certainly is not exclusive to Osceola County. Where's the data about the effectiveness of the message in Osceola County? And it's just not there. And I would submit that without it being there, there's no data for the court to decide that there's a preponderance of evidence shown that this media has been effective in convincing anybody in this county about anything.
Thank you.
Thank you, State.
Thank you, State. We love you.
Mr. Minchin, I'm going to invite you to the podium. Mr. Minchin, I've reviewed Miami Herald. I'm not convinced that there's an automatic entitlement to intervention. I think that's still requires leave of court, but I do want to give you an opportunity to proffer the argument that you are intending to make. I will, in a written order, indicate whether the court considered that argument in making its final determination, and I'm going to give the defense an opportunity to respond to both the state and any argument made.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Whenever you're ready.
I was able to locate some authority for that proposition. However, even within the Lewis case itself, if you look on page number 7, that's head note 6, and then some other case law as well. Quote, the news media has been the public surrogate on the issue of courtroom closure. Therefore, the news media, quote, must be given an opportunity to be heard on the question of closure prior to the court's decision. Also, Chavez versus State says the same thing. Notice and opportunity to be heard prior to closure. Pinnock versus State also, notice and opportunity to be heard. Those are second DCA cases as well. So that is the authority that I'm moving under the Supreme Court's decision that notice and opportunity must be given.
Thank you. When you're ready, argument.
Yes, sir. From the onset, I just wanted to point out that
Yes.
this is, in fact, an evidentiary hearing, and the only evidence that has really been proffered to this point has.
All right, this is great, guys. If this
listen
sums
up.
everything, listen up. All right, he's talking about this is the evidentiary hearing, guys. I see people talking about it. They're jurors, and we haven't started any of that, guys. We're just putting a motion out for pretrial hearing, not to have the media in. It took 42 minutes to get to that, and we're answering questions as we go. And if that's what we have to look forward to in trial, what the prosecutor, or is that Mr. J just said, then we're gonna have one hell of a good fight for Madeline Soto, and we're all gonna be here too. Thomas Karras took depositions. I don't know what they're gonna do with that, but Thomas was the one that saw Stephan out there. And then they found Maddie's body right after. So we got one hell of a good chance to give Stephan Sterns a bunch of life sentences because they're not looking at the death penalty right now. All right. So that's what's going to happen in this case. I believe Stephan should have just not pled. I wish if he really did love Maddie, he would have not done this. He was caught with it, and he's doing this and he's dragging her through. He's probably enjoying looking at her autopsy report and all the other things. He's enjoying the attention, in my opinion. And so we're here for it, even if it's boring, even if it's whatever, and it gets that way. But we're in for a fight, guys. It's going to be a long one. All right. So
and if you notice, he came back with the cases right away to give the judge so that he's like, he went out to go get it and he came back and he's like citing these cases, like this should be allowed. It is very normal procedure. This would be unusual to not allow people to be here and see this. So, and here's what I'm bringing. So.
Right. And that's all he had to say. He said like a couple sentences and she said a whole bunch of nonsense. So if that's what we're looking forward to, guys, then we should be celebrating right now. And I did put the call-in number. I haven't opened the lines yet. The faster we get through this, then we can do that. All right.
Yeah. There has been a lot of media coverage of these proceedings. And that's typically the way it works in these cases. Typically, there has been a lot of media coverage, but that has never been sufficient to justify closure. Lewis says, quote, "Those seeking closure must carry their burden to demonstrate a strict and inescapable necessity of closure." Strict and inescapable necessity. And that is an extremely high standard, and that's that phrase, strict and inescapable necessity of closure, that has been used in the case law since then. It is an exceptionally high standard because there is a strong public policy in favor of openness and transparency in the proceedings.
He can get the death penalty, but that's not on the table for this Lotus, period. End of story. It's just not. They're not doing it. It's just kind of a new thing, and they're just not even going to try it. It doesn't matter. He has 60 sex crimes against him that are really, really bad, and they can carry a life sentence for each one of them. So there's no reason to even go for the death penalty. Lock this devil up and keep going. What's up, Millie? How you doing? Happy Friday. Love you guys. And while we stop, don't forget, we have hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, get a membership if you can. That's what supports the channel, is you guys. All right. So what's that? What's the question?
You have a question from one of your people here. Lori Stanger says, have you ever served on a jury?
No. Once I get to court and they see me, they're kick me right out. They're like, "No, we don't want you on there," and I'm out of there. The judge says, no way am I going to put this chick up. So no, I've never had the privilege of that.
Right. I open my mouth, same thing. They're like, "What is it?"
Yeah. They look at me and they're like, "No."
We actually mentioned it because my brother did get picked, that when they were back during deliberations, one other lady said, "And who is that lady that was asking all those questions and was dropping the law?" And he's like, "That was my sister, and that's why they didn't pick her."
I got beautiful people in my head now. The beautiful people. Beautiful people. I want to play that now. Let's go.
Keep playing, Jay.
Some of those reasons are that it enhances legitimacy, credibility, public trust in the judiciary, protecting the accused rights, keeping judges, prosecutors, and witnesses honest. There's a lengthy quote. I'll summarize it from the Lewis case from the Supreme Court that says, "Public access to courts this is quoting, is an important part of the criminal justice system as it promotes the free discussion of governmental affairs by imparting a more complete understanding to the public of the judicial system. Such access gives the assurance that the proceedings were conducted fairly to all concerned. And aside from any beneficial consequences which flow from having open courts, the people have a right to know what is going on. As the Supreme Court has noted repeatedly, the trial is a public event and what transpires in the courtroom is public property. Public access also serves as a check on corrupt practices by exposing the judicial process to public scrutiny and protects the rights of the accused pursuant to their trial. Finally, because participating lawyers, witnesses, and judges know that their conduct will be subject to public scrutiny, it is fair to conclude that they'll be more conscientious in the performance of their roles. Summarizing most of the public policy arguments that we have on that. So the Lewis, you know the three factors, elements rather, they're not factors, they're elements that the defense must prove evidentiarily for it to show strict and inescapable necessity of closure. I'll jump straight to the first element, that is, closure of the proceeding is necessary to prevent a serious and imminent threat to the administration of justice. And there are a couple of arguments that the defense has presented on that point. The first is that inadmissible evidence may arise in the anticipated hearings. But the case law is abundantly clear that whether or not inadmissible evidence may arise in a hearing is wholly irrelevant to the calculus pursuant to Lewis. As the State versus Lugo said, quote, the need to examine evidence for its admissibility is not one of the prongs set forth in Lewis and is not sufficient to justify closure. That's cited in the materials that we provided to your honor. State versus Houston said, quote, the inadmissibility of evidence has no bearing on whether evidence is or is not public record. And in fact, if anything, as Lewis said, whether or not evidence is admissible, in fact, provides a heightened importance of the right of openness. This is what the Supreme Court said in regards to suppression hearings regarding the admissibility of evidence. Quote, although they may prove to be unfounded, these are of importance to the public as well as to the defendants. The searches and interrogations that such hearings evaluate do not take place in the public. The suppression hearing is the only opportunity that the public has to learn about police and prosecutorial conduct. It is important that a decision of the trial judge on a motion to suppress be made on the basis of evidence and argument offered in open court, so that all who care to see or read about it may evaluate for themselves the propriety of the exclusion. So if anything, hearings on admissibility of evidence mitigates toward openness, not against openness pursuant to Lewis. The second argument that the defense has made is that there has been and likely will be publicity. And certainly there's been evidence presented to that. The media, certainly they're the promulgators of that evidence. So
slow down the cadence just a little bit.
Now he just asked him to slow down, you guys. So that was funny. Like, I mean,
the poor court stenographer.
Now listen. We've been here an hour and 47 minutes. If I thought it was important, I would have slowed it down. But he's really just reiterating what one side said, what the other side said, and trying to put it together and then mediating. It's really not that important. It's not as important as anything else is going to be. And this is probably going to get a big fat no anyway. So let's keep going. That was funny though. But I do want to talk to you guys on the phone. And if we don't finish this ever, we're not going to get in it. Zarina. I'm in the industry. I got you. All right, let's keep going.
For the assistance of Madam.
That's funny. He's chuckling.
I want to be respectful of everybody's time. So there indeed has been a lot of pretrial publicity, but that has never been a sufficient justification for closure for several reasons. First, closure based on alleged negative pretrial publicity is essentially impossible in counties of this size. I point you to the case law we cited on that. There are hundreds of thousands of people that living in this county, and the case law is pretty clear on that point. Second, the defendant assumes that the coverage is prejudicial, which that is something that they must prove, and they have not proven that, just that there's been a lot of it. And third, pretrial publicity is not inherently detrimental to a defendant's Sixth Amendment rights. As the Supreme Court of the United States said in Skellig, which the defense presented to you, quote, prominence does not equal or does not produce prejudice necessarily. And juror impartiality, we have reiterated, does not require ignorance. Jurors are not required to be ignorant of the facts of the issues involved. Scarcely any of those best qualified to serve as jurors will not have formed some impression or opinion as to the merits of the case. Every case of public interest is almost as a matter of necessity brought to the attention of all intelligent people in the vicinity, and scarcely anyone who can be found among those best suited for jurors who has not read about it, heard about it, and who does not have some impression or opinion as to the respect of its merits. A presumption of prejudice, our decisions indicate, attends to only the most extreme case, unquote. That's the Skilling case.
Thank you,
sir. State versus Haroff says, quote, pretrial publicity, even pervasive adverse publicity, does not inevitably lead to an unfair trial, unquote. So all that's been presented this far just evidence of pervasive, but that has never been enough for those reasons. As to the second element of the test, no alternatives other than a change of venue would protect the defendant's rights to a fair trial. And there has been no evidence presented on this point. The Lewis court presents multiple alternative options that could be available. There was some argument made, but again, this is an evidentiary hearing. Argument of counsel is not sufficient. There could be a continuance, according to Lewis, voir dire, peremptory challenges, admonition of the jury, sequestration. All of these alternatives are talked about in Lewis. These were not even discussed, much less evidentiarily examined, and there's no evidence provided for them. So without evidence, this element necessarily cannot be satisfied either. And then third, closure would be effective in protecting the rights of the accused while being broader than necessary, being broader than necessary to accomplish its purpose. Under the case law, it's referred to as the narrow tailoring test. And we really can't meaningfully evaluate this because the wholesale closure of all these proceedings is about as non-narrowly tailored as possible. Rather than like a narrowly tailored suit, this is more like it's just like a bolt of cloth sitting on the tailor's desk. Entirely not narrowly tailored whatsoever. We can't really even meaningfully engage with this element because there's been no evidence presented on it. So also just to frame this in context, in summary, and closure too, this is not an unprecedented situation. Unfortunately, our state has seen its fair amount of very highly publicized criminal matters. Some of them are mentioned in our papers. Eileen Wuornos, Ted Bundy, Danny Rowland, Casey Anthony, George Zimmerman, Nicholas Cruz, many of whom, in fact, did seek closure under the Lewis test, and they tried and failed because the strict and inescapable necessity of closure pursuant to Lewis and providing strong evidence to overcome and.
So he's telling him, like, you're wasting time. He's not saying that. He's going back and forth, and we're almost done with this. But that's what he's saying. What somebody said earlier that probably watched this, all of those cases went through, and there was not prejudice. It went through the way it should be. And, hey, we're in this day and age. That's what happens.
They didn't close the Rodney King pre-trials. Why should they do that?
I didn't even realize about Danny Rowland. Yeah, that guy's a monster. But Stephan Sterns was using the media and social media as a way to not only get, but distribute and trade. So I think it's only fair that they let it in as well, right? Now, I know that's not a factor in it, you guys, but this monster that we're looking at the back of his head right here used what his defense is trying to keep out as a way to get children, to harm children. Every person or child that he looked at or traded or bought or sold, on top of Maddie, you guys. So the nerve, I mean, he's so entitled anyway, right? As we listen to the phone calls, this monster is so entitled, right, Synth? I mean, can you believe the entitlement of him to his parents? It's just disgusting. It's disgusting. I mean, I don't know how you defend when I guess it's just your job that you have to do it. I don't know how you feel good about yourself.
You know what it's called? I have 150,000, 200,000 in student loans, and I'm going to do this stupid crap till I can get out of this position. And she's probably got 2 more years to go. And she's like, see ya. She's doing the grunt work. She's doing the grunt work.
And this is a high profile case. If she does, no matter what she does in this trial, she's going to be known for it. Doesn't matter what. That's how it works. They're going to be like, that was the lawyer that was on the Stephan Sterns case. So it's good for her. Yeah. All right, let's keep going because we're going to be talking soon with you guys.
Satisfy all those elements is an extremely difficult standard that is very rarely met. So because there has not been evidence to sufficiently justify closure as to all 3 of those elements, the media interveners ask you to deny the defense motion.
Thank you, Mr. Minchin. Ms. Smith, any additional rebuttal pursuant to the state's argument or potentially Mr. Minchin's intervening argument?
Yes, Judge. In both parties, they talk about empirical data. However, if you look at the Miami Herald versus State case, the 3rd UCA case, it specifically says that no case, the Lewis case, nor does any Florida case suggest that a trial court must consider expert testimony or empirical data. So while they said that has not been presented, that's not necessary in order for the court to rule that closure of a pretrial hearing is necessary to prevent imminent harm. the media interveners talked about, we're assuming that the coverage is negative. Judge, if you look at the articles that were introduced into evidence, the title of the articles in the court re-reviews, the PowerPoint, the heading and the titles of the articles, the podcast, all of that, it implies or is negative in nature. None of it is saying wrongfully accused or anything of that nature in those titles. The media interveners talked about this being a high standard, and the preponderance standard is one of the lowest standards in a criminal courtroom or in a criminal case. It's just more likely than not. So essentially a 51%. So the defense would argue that by preponderance, defense has shown each of the prongs established. There is no need for empirical data. Some of the other cases they talked about, I believe in those cases, they were seeking complete closure of the media for all aspects of the proceeding. Again, defense is limiting this to specifically the pretrial proceedings in this case, where different evidentiary items could be found. The Miami Herald case, which the media interveners cite to and talk about a lot, the Florida Supreme Court case, the court did close the courtroom and that was upheld. All the cases that defense provided, the U.S. Supreme Court case, the Florida Supreme Court case, and that third DCA case, all are cases in which it was upheld that the closure that the trial court in those cases did was sufficient and was practical in light of the evidence and the cases that are presented. So defense would argue that based off the evidence and testimony that's been presented, that we have established by preponderance each of the factors or each of the prongs needed to satisfy the court that closure is necessary to prevent that serious and imminent threat, that there are no alternatives necessary or available outside of change of venue, and that the closure itself would be effective in protecting the rights of Mr. Sterns without being broader than necessary to accomplish the purpose. So you asked the court for.
Thank you, Ms. Smith.
Right,
the Lewis case requires that the court shall make findings of fact and
All right,
conclusions
there it
of
is,
law so
guys.
that any reviewing court have the benefit of the reasoning in either granting or denying closure. I intend to do that in writing. Ms. Smith, let me ask you, as far as timing of the court's order, are any of these pretrial proceedings currently set for a hearing before the court?
No, Judge, we were going to request hearing time this week, but wanted to give the court that benefit if you wanted to tell us to ask for after a specific date so that we didn't have to go back and reschedule anything.
All right. Anticipate I'll have well in advance of 10 business days. State,
all right,
anything
guys.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Defense.
No, Judge.
That means we have 9 more days. All right, I'm going to open the lines, guys. I'm going to open the lines because I'm ready to talk. Lines are open, and they are 408-538-1516. I'm going to stop that, and we're going to chill up here and talk a little bit, guys. I know people are dying to talk, so let me know. 408-538-1516. I see everybody's talking about concerts and things, but hopefully the phone line's working. I just put it back off a do not disturb, and let me refresh it just in case. And then you guys let me know. We can talk up here, Synth, if you want. I think you might need to lower your thing a little bit. Oh, there goes the call. Let's see if it's a troll real quick. Hold on. Haha. Is this Wyatt? Oh, hold on real quick. Let me put you on. I wanted to make sure it wasn't a troll first. 1 sec. All right. All right. Here we go. We got our boy on, and I don't want this. I wanted this. Okay. There you go, sir. What do you got to say?
Well, really the only thing I got to say is just Stephan Sterns took Maddie's life. I think
Right.
she had a right to survive. She had a right to live. She had a right to do everything that we do. And I understand that this is our justice system, and this is all we got, and this is all we can do.
Right.
But she had every right to survive, and he took that from her. And now we're giving we're giving a crap about what his rights are. We are giving a crap that this guy has the best attorneys that he can get, that he has everything in place, and because she's gone, she's got nothing. She's just a dead little girl. Who cares about her? Well, I think we all care about her. That's who cares about her, and it's pissing me off that this guy it just infuriates me when I see that everybody is really into Stephan Sterns and Koberger and all these people and all of their rights.
I know.
What about the rights of the people that they took? I don't have, and I'm not asking anybody to have any sort of an answer for this, because I understand this is the best we can do, but this is so wrong in just so many ways.
And you're learning. You're learning our justice system, and I appreciate you. I mean, your input is a huge deal to me, and how you feel about this, because you're absolutely right. I hope the justice system changes at some point. It seems like it's more catered to the defense than anything. And why it does sound older, I love his commentary on this. It sucks. It makes you angry, doesn't it, Synth?
But it's starting to change. I mean, it sucks it's taken this long, but everything takes at least, 50 years
I understand.
before it over a generation.
I don't.
We have to instill that with our children.
Know anything about the justice system? We have a mock trial towards the end of this year, and that teaches us about the justice system. And I understand that I don't know about most of this stuff, but
who does?
We're all learning.
Even the lawyers don't know, Wyatt. Let me tell you, some of those lawyers have been doing it for a hot minute, and they still do not know.
Be his victim and him say, "Well, you know what? Okay, well, I can't do his voice, but it would be, all right. Well, I'm sorry. I mean, I killed her, but she's dead and she has no rights anymore, but I have all the rights, and so we have to ensure my rights are protected." Well, okay, what about her rights?
Oh my gosh.
Sorry.
Yes.
I might not should have done the voice.
You did it too good, honestly.
I might not have got that real well.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, you nailed it,
man.
It's Mickey Mouse, and he doesn't even seem to care about her. He talks about her death.
Him.
Yeah.
All of them. They're horrible.
Yeah.
All of them.
That's all I wanted to say.
We appreciate you, Wyatt, and you're ours. You better not go anywhere, or I'm gonna hunt you down and find you. I'll call Melanie and come
feel
find
better.
you.
Was reading you weren't feeling so good, so feel better. Put some ice on your head.
I'll go. One of the reasons. What?
Put ice on your head for your migraines.
One of the reasons I wanted to call, my mom stands by when I call, because I don't really talk to people, in day-to-day life. So, I'll go tell her I call. She's listening, but I'll go.
Yeah, I'll call your mom. I'm gonna make her sign a waiver. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
I'm just teasing you.
Oh yeah. Well, she'll come on and do some membership. So I'll go have her do that. So
all right, Wyatt, we love you. Thank you. All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
And thank you, Barbara. I got the Cash App. Thank you so much for the $20 Cash App. Synth, I don't know if you're having a lag.
Am I?
I think you are, because when he's talking, you're just talking right over him.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry.
Maybe you. Okay, just make sure it goes all the way up. I'll let you know. All right, guys, you guys to call. Okay, there it goes. Rolls.
Call from Elizabeth Solar.
I think you are. Because
okay. Elizabeth.
Turn the background down.
Yeah, turn the background. Are you there? We can hear you.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Where are you calling from, Elizabeth?
I'm calling from Illinois, a little bit away from Chicago.
All right, what you got?
I got all kinds of stuff. First of all, we knew his mom. We knew the situation there, but now it's even worse. I mean, Mama Bear, and I knew my little. I knew my little baby boy that saw that little bird dying. I knew I knew he couldn't have done this. He couldn't have done this to that girl. And maybe it was her time to go, so she didn't have to grow up in a family like that. Are you kidding me?
You know what? I'm so glad you're bringing that up right now because that disgusts me. It really does. It makes me just despise all of them. Thank you for talking about that. Even though, yeah, it's open lines for Stephan Sterns and what's going on. So I mean, yes, I'm angry about that. I really am. I can't. Go ahead.
Mama bear. Why you don't want me to go mama bear? That's exactly why he's like that. And the dad is a wuss because he tries sometimes, but it's just between the two of them. He just don't fight enough. He just don't try enough.
And now you can spoil your children. I'm a big spoiler. You know, I spoil my kids, but like that, I think they knew. I gotta be honest with you. I think that they did know about kinks and things that he was into. They tried to cover it up on the phone calls. And we haven't got to those on my channel yet about paying off the roommates. But they knew he was sleeping with Maddie. They knew about things that were going on. They could have stopped that. So there's one thing.
Yeah, I believe that.
And I think the dad, and I'll say, Chris, I hope you're watching this. I think you're a kinky bastard too, and you were watching that same CSAM that he was watching, that shit in your garage they found. All of you are nasty.
Oh yeah, that could be a possibility. I didn't even think about that.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
I'll tell you.
All right, I'll let you go on and take some more calls. Thanks for talking to me. Love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Chris is very passive aggressive with Stephan and how he throws his questions at him. Like he thinks he's being Mr. Cool Detective and just throw a weird random Columbo question at you and see what he's gonna say. It's
right,
like, you know, you're entrapping your son.
Indeed. Listen.
Oh, I'm gonna answer this one. All right. Andy, what's up?
Hey man.
Where are you calling from?
Texas.
Texas. What you got? I love Texas. What you got? Thank you, Wyatt.
Okay, I'm just kind of fed up with not fed up, these conversations with his parents. They never talk about Maddie and what happened to her.
But they do. I'm gonna change this conversation to they do talk about what happened to her. They don't talk about caring about what happened to her. They have no kind of sympathy or empathy for Maddie, only for Stephan Sterns. It's weird because most of the time I would say, you know, they can't talk about those things on the phone lines, but they are talking about those things on the phone lines, but they're not saying anything about how they care or they feel bad. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, right. It's like he didn't even do anything. It's like it happened to her, but not by him.
No, he's innocent. Her baby.
Weird. They're weird.
That's why I say that they had.
And what's her name is very mean. You notice how mean Deborah is? She's just very.
Are you there? Did I lose you? Oh
no,
I lost you.
No, you're here. Hey, you're here. Hello.
Okay.
You're here. Go ahead. Your turn to talk.
Oh, friend was talking. Sorry. I cannot. I'm just sick of how they baby him, and he complains that it's not the friggin' plaza in New York. And I mean, he's going to prison.
Right.
Get a grip.
He's in prison, and he doesn't realize that he's in prison, and he thinks he's getting out.
Know, a guardian angel, and Jesus is going to pull a miracle for me. What about Maddie?
Exactly. And that's the thing, that when they do talk about Maddie, they talk about, oh, I think that I gave her a better life anyway. The parents say, I think you gave her a better life because she was heading down this awful path. And Stephan's like, yeah. But the reason,
because her and Jen were fighting, so they were coming to blows.
But he was abusing her. Let's be real, for 6 or 7 years. If she had not been, her life not been taken away, she would have had a hard life because of Stephan Sterns.
So hard. So hard.
Yes.
She'd never get over it, ever.
I agree. That's a lot.
Thank you, Jay, for taking my call. I love you, girl.
I love you
You're
too.
so funny. I mean, I know this topic's not funny, but sometimes we have to laugh, you know?
Thank you. And I appreciate you guys that understand me and what I'm doing here.
Absolutely. That's why I watch you every night.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Have a good
Okay,
night.
bye.
Bye-bye. I love these people. I love them. They get it, you know?
Yeah.
I get it. All right, guys. Phone lines are open. Reese is in the background with her heart hands. 408-538-1516.
I did it to her. I'm doing it back to her.
She's in disguise. You can't see her. So.
I love
All right,
it.
let me make sure
She
this
looks
is
gorgeous.
and you
She
can't.
reminds me of Lilu Dallas, Multipass. Lilu Dallas,
right?
Multipass. Lilu Dallas, Multipass.
So what do we got? And thank you to Wyatt and his mom for gifting those 10 guilty of crime memberships. I appreciate you guys. All right, the phone line's open, guys. If you don't use it, then we're gonna lose it. We're out of here.
Yeah.
I definitely have other things to do. I want to talk about this though. It's valid. 408. There it is. All right. Let's see if it's a troll.
Call from Patricia.
Patricia.
Welcome, Patricia. Where are you calling from?
Oh, hi. I'm calling from New York City.
New York. What do you got?
New York City.
So, I'm a certified nurse examiner for pediatric sexual assault victims.
Okay.
So I testified in about 40 trials. So my question is, what will Jen Soto's role be in the CSAM trial? Because he really can't. I mean, I know she's on the witness list,
right?
But if he calls her and says, "Well, she participated, she forced it, she allowed me," he's admitting to it, right?
Right. Right.
So I don't know what her role will be. I mean, it's pretty ironclad. I mean, it's not like he just had sex abuse material. He had pictures with himself in it, right?
Exactly.
I mean, it would be bad enough. So I'm just curious, do you think she'll be called as a witness?
You know what? That's an interesting question because I think they're protecting her right now and giving her that queen for the day because of that. So I do think she is going to, but I'm wondering how it's going to go down because in one breath, Stephan blames her and in another, he doesn't. So what's the defense going to say? He doesn't get to play the narrative. It's the defense.
What if he changes his mind at the last minute, like the golf cart lady?
At that trial, it would just be miserable.
Wait, say that again. I couldn't hear you because
I think having her testify it would just hurt him more because his only role for calling her would be to say she participated, she allowed it, and either way, that would be admitting on his part, right? I don't know if we'll see her for that part of the trial, for that phase.
That's an interesting one. You're right, because we're talking about two different things now. We're talking about the CSAM and having her in, and then the other trial for the death penalty. And she's involved in both cases now because he's talking about her. He was talking about her when he said that he left the room and he meandered around. He actually called it creepy. He said something really creepy. He was creeping around the house at night, and then he went back and she was dead, which implicates Jen. So how is that going to go down? I ask you.
I don't know. I will say this. I pray that my kids have the confidence of the Stephan Sterns, somebody who is facing life in prison at the minimum for just the first trial and still has the courage to call his parents and say, you really need to set up a trust fund in case you're dead when I get out. I hope my kids have that kind of confidence. I hope. But, I mean, I couldn't believe that. He was like, well, yeah, you'll probably be dead. And I'm going to need some financial support when I get out. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird because he is implicating himself highly, and you can't not. When they took pictures of the Pinky Winky cactus peen, they've really got it. Like, so yeah, what are they going to, and those calls will be used. They will be used, man. Yeah, that's a good question. Now, tell me a little bit, if you don't mind. You said you got called 40 times to trial?
Yeah. So, yeah. So, most of it's in closed court because it's pediatric cases. So I'm an RN. and I work at a big hospital in New York City, and I'm also a SANE-P, so that's a certified nurse examiner, sexual assault nurse examiner for pediatrics. So when kids come in and they've been sexually assaulted, for most of that, I was an OR specialist at first. So for most of that, we choose to examine them under anesthesia. They've already been through it. They don't need to be re-victimized.
Yeah.
So we collect
He's an
evidence,
angel.
and we make sure that it's all within legal guidelines. This way, it can hold up in court.
Right.
Amazing.
And I've had cases where the kid came in, unfortunately, profoundly abused, and we did our collection, and unfortunately, the child later passed away during that hospitalization. Or it's a child that we saw repeatedly, and for whatever reason, they ended up back with their abuser, and ended up dying ultimately, at the hands of their abuser later. So I've been in all those kinds of trials. Yeah.
Now I want to what happens when I wonder a case like this is huge. There's a lot of evidence. There's a lot of pictures. What happens when if you're testifying and they show a picture, or do you have to look at the stuff, or are they just talking to you, and does everybody in the court, do they bring the jury out? I'm so confused about what happens.
For most of it, because it's a lot of times it's like within a closed court, or there's no jury because it's closed family court and it's a bench trial and the judge is hearing things. It's just the judge, the attorneys.
Okay.
But the perpetrator does have the ability to look at them, and of course they show it to us. Can you confirm that you took this picture? Is this what you saw? Is this an accurate representation? But then there are trials where we've gone to trial and there's a full jury and a packed court.
Right.
And we've had to testify. And, although those pictures are protected, the way they pass them around, they put a cover sheet when they pass it to the jury. Still, there's always a risk it gets exposed.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you, and I hope you call back every time because you're so knowledgeable, and we love you. So thank you for calling, and we appreciate you. Everybody perked up when they heard who's calling. So.
Love your channel. Thank you so much. And like I said, I'm just curious to see what her role will be for this first trial.
Me
but
too.
We'll find out.
Yeah, we will. Thank you.
Have a good night, Jay.
All right, you
Thanks.
too. Bye-bye. God, we love our guilty of crime family, don't we?
Yeah, I don't think that I don't see her going on the stand because the cross will be so horrible and what's that word? Evasive? Like it's going to cut into her. Where exactly were you, Jen? Exactly where were you standing? And exactly because you were always with her. You were always with her because he kept saying that. She was always with us.
They don't care about that though. They just need. I don't not see her.
Yeah, but
being there. And you guys could call in.
Have them come out to throw the people off though. So if they brought her, they would do it to throw something off.
Well, I'm just saying. I don't see how they could not that they would not bring her on in any way, shape, or form. She was there the entire time for all of it, for everything. She was there for the CSAM stuff. So I don't. Yeah, you guys call in and let me know what you think. I don't think that's possible.
Call from Foxy.
How did I know that, girlfriend?
Foxy.
We got all the mods in the house. What's up, Foxy?
Hey, what's up?
What's up,
lady?
What do you got?
Not much. Just wanted to call in because call-in show, and say, first off, everything in all of those phone calls is just completely batshit insane.
Yes.
But probably the thing that I thought was the most hilarious is the fact that he asked them to set up a trust fund to source his commie after their dirt naps.
Yeah.
Right?
And his social security card. He's going to need that.
Who does that?
And how he says it too. It's like, hey,
he's so sincere.
Next time we talk, I'm going to bring this up again. Send mom my love. Don't ya?
Yeah.
I mean,
and then at the end of every conversation, when they do the 1 minute thing, he's like, all right, yeah, please top off the commie, Dante. And then he dips. Nothing
Give
else.
my money. I love you, Mom. Don't forget to fill up my commissary. I love you, Mom.
That's how people in jail and prison are, by the way. It bothers the crap out of me. Just so you know, I don't know one person that calls you and just says, "Hey, how you doing? I just wanted to check in on your life and see what." No, every single person that's ever called me collect is asking me for something. Just saying. So just know that, guys. That's it. Yeah, we wanted to take a dirt nap, and yeah, Indy. Of course, they can subpoena her, and they will have her there. I don't see any situation where she won't be involved. I just don't see how that's possible. She was there for everything all the time. What do you think?
I think that's why they haven't charged her yet, is because of that.
That's what I.
They're waiting.
They're waiting.
They're going to use her as a witness. She's going to be state's witness, and then because she's stupid and isn't going to make a deal, you know what I mean? They're going to flip on her.
I don't know what
you
you mean.
turn.
I don't know what you mean at all, Foxy. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Flips. Yeah,
she's gonna.
Well, maybe if she woke up and laid off the meds a little bit and actually did something, she would know that.
Potato pancake. She's a, what do you call it? Latke?
A locked up pancake.
No,
The thin
little
ones.
potato pancakes, she's one of those.
Oh, and I need soap and deodorant, Foxy. Can you send me one of those Foxy boxes?
Oh, yeah. So let's take a second real quick and just kind of hint here a little bit about the Foxy boxes, because we've been talking about them a little bit. So for April, guys.
Please tell us.
For April, we're going to be doing a super fun giveaway.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. Super fun giveaway. They're called Foxy boxes.
Waiting for the punchline.
You're going to want to be a member.
Okay, that I get. Okay. I'm like, wait,
oh my God.
This is bad when I don't even know. I'm on the mod chat and I don't know what the hell they're talking about. So guess what, guys? If you become a member, you'll know what a Foxy box is.
Oh my gosh. There's so much cool stuff in the boxes.
Yep.
We've been sending pictures.
You'll know what a Foxy box is, and you'll have a chance to win one.
You're gonna, everybody, I hope you're paying attention to April, because Foxy's going out, all out. I'm going all out. We're going to have so much fun.
Hey, what about
promoting
me?
The new way. Tiff is giving us the merch that's going to hook everybody up. Jay is the boss creator. She does the vector.
Jay's going to get one that has basically like the
stuff.
sample.
Yes, please. I'm like, wait, I'm bringing we're designing stuff. We got new designs. Come on. But no, we couldn't
Wait
do it.
till you see the treats and the treats and the swag and the boolah. It's gonna be awesome, and you're gonna be like, yes.
I'm trying to listen on the call and on the TV because I can't hear Synth if I don't listen on the TV.
I know, because it's like a little bit behind. That's what happens on Turtle Island too. It's crazy.
Yeah. Is there a link? Not yet. I mean, there's a link for the website, but no link yet. That's going to come in April. Foxy's getting it all.
You just got to be a member.
Yeah, you
got to be a member in honor of Christopher, her Christopher, my two Christophers, all Christophers, the Sebastians, the Maddies, everybody.
Yes, become a member, and we're gonna have cool shit, basically.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. We still have the call-in number up, and I know Reese is here. It's Friday night milkshakes, even though she let go of that tonight because I went and spent $100 at 7-Eleven before I came, and I told her. All right, so 408
what happened to her hair?
38-15-16. It's a Chucky wig that I have laying around in my office. She's got it backwards.
She moved it though. It looks funny.
All right.
So pretty though.
Wait.
All right, everybody. I'm going to say goodbye so somebody else could call in. So I'll see you all later, crew. I'll be, of course, back in the chat. But see you later. And sign up for a membership. You're going to want to win a Foxy box.
We love you, Foxy. Bye.
Oh, yeah.
Love you too. Bye, guys.
Bye. All right, guys. Merch can be found at guiltyofcrime.com. Now, we still want to talk about this. I want you guys to, if you have some either questions or pent up anger or anything you want to talk about the case, now's the time, because I'm not going, I don't do these during the week. It's hard enough for me to get through an episode.
About the case, or are we going to talk about other things?
No, I want to talk about Stephan. I mean, just the case, anything. Madeline, Jen. I just want to talk about the case because.
Where are Maddie's glasses? I keep asking, and no one will tell me. Where are her glasses? What happened to her eyewear, her eyeglasses that she wore every damn day to see?
That's a good question. That is a really good question because
I don't have access to all that stuff from before.
Well, we need to talk.
And
we-
I know I had made notes of certain things, and I cannot remember seeing glasses, and that really drives me nuts.
Well, let's go offline about this part of it, and we'll get you all that. But let's not talk about that. I don't remember the glasses, but I'm going over the old information too. Let me get this. Hold on.
Call from
Rachel.
Rachel.
Rachel Burton?
Hey.
Hi. What do you got?
Oh gosh, I got so many things to say about that. I will not understand how that lawyer actually thinks that motion is going to go through about the court, her wanting the court to be closed. Like, what is she thinking?
She doesn't. She's doing her job.
I don't understand. I don't understand that.
No, what was your question? I didn't hear it because I was. Say that again.
No,
the defense.
All I was saying is that
Hold on.
how does that lady lawyer for St. Stearns believe that motion is going to go through to have the court closed and for the judge to decide if it's going to be closed or not in 9 days from today now? I don't understand what is she thinking.
Well, let me just tell you something real quick so everyone can walk away that listens to this. Hold on. It's just so that they don't have to do the trial again. If it's not a fair trial, they just need to document it. That's how court works, so that he doesn't get a retrial, period. It's documented. They'll never come back to that again after they deny it. So don't worry. But yes, we hate them all. We hate all of them, and we want them all to we want to press the button now so they all just go to sleep forever. Yes, Rachel.
Yeah, I agree. That's the part that made me livid and made me mad yesterday when I first heard that about on that from a YouTuber. I can't think of the name, but I heard it on the end. It just made me mad because I'm thinking like, this is all over the net, and it is like everybody follows true crime, like somebody in the chat was saying. It's like not the whole United States and other countries actually watch true crime. So I still don't understand how the court can be closed.
Yeah, I don't. It's probably not going to happen. Do you mind if I take the next caller so we can get through this?
Yeah. Go ahead. That's all right. That's all I wanted to say. Have a good night.
Thank you. You too.
Call from
Marianka.
My girl. Hello.
Hey,
Good to
my
hear-
sweets. I just walked in.
Hey,
like
love.
5 minutes ago.
Good to hear from you. Good to hear your voice. What do you got?
You as well. Well, with this trial, if there is there one person that hasn't heard of Stephan Sterns? Seriously, like he's going to have to go to the Ukraine for his trial, and they probably know him there.
It's funny. It's funny that you say that, but he was spitting facts. Mr. J was spitting facts about they had people in a room that didn't actually hear about it. There are people that don't consume true crime like we do. So
holy moly, really? That's so
you,
hard to believe. Hey, dude.
It is hard to. Yeah, you're in Canada, right? So you're like, and there's people.
Reese.
M said hi, Reese. You've seen her before online. I think when we did a call one time when we were in the motorhome.
That's right.
Yeah, Andy just became
we
a new
FaceTime.
member. Yes.
So
yeah, that's I don't know, girl, but I'm glad you called in. There's people that are under a rock. Trust me.
yeah, I believe that. I know that actually.
Yeah, we want the more people. But thank you for calling in, and send your send your kids love, okay?
Will do.
All right.
Will do.
Bye, girl.
Talk to you soon.
Okay.
Bye, honey.
Bye. We love M. All right. 408-538-1516, guys. We're still talking about Stephan Sterns. Yes, Reese is throwing a heart. I have not heard those rumors. What rumors are we hearing, guys? All right, let's see what we got.
Call from
Aaron.
To accept.
Hi, where are you calling from and what's your name? Hello? Okay.
Call from.
Vanessa.
Vanessa, where are you calling from?
Hey, it's Vanessa from Waterbury, Connecticut. What's going on, my people?
Hello, what you got?
It's Vanessa Maldonado from Waterbury, Connecticut.
Yes, Vanessa, what do you got for us today?
I got that. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think the Sterns are going to show up for the trial?
That's a good question. That's a good question. How far are they going to be? Like a few hours? I honestly think they'll make an appearance. Just to make an appearance, but they're not talking to him right now. But they're the kind of people that would make an appearance just to act like to put on a show for people.
Right.
So I feel like if they show up, it's going to be one of those like they just show up for that and then we never see them again.
Oh yeah, I was wondering. I'm hoping they show up because they're going to get attacked outside when they try to walk in that courtroom.
That's true. That's true. Jennifer thinks they will. They're the kind of parents that are just all about show. Everything that's going on in the house is hidden. We don't know about it. They don't think. So, yeah. Where are you from
she's
again?
an enabler. Also, from Waterbury, Connecticut.
Okay, Connecticut. How far are you from Florida?
On a plane, 3.5 hours.
Okay. So it's that far. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that is a great question.
Trust me, I would go down there for this trial because I am invested.
Me, girlfriend, me too. All right, I got another caller. Unless you got something else.
No, I'm good. I'm glad I called in, though. Have a good one, guys.
You too. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
Call from.
Josie.
Hello, Josie. Where are you from?
I'm from New Jersey.
All right. What do you got for us?
Okay. So I left you a voicemail. I don't know if it went through.
No, I didn't. I don't check voicemail. So what do you tell? Tell me.
Okay. So the other night we were watching with your show, and the YouTube takes me automatically to other places, right?
Right.
So I go to this one. I'm watching this other crime thing. I don't want to say another name or whatever, but the girl, the mother and father are accused of killing the kid. The girl, the mother, in interrogation said the same thing Jen Soto said. I promise you, if I knew something, I would tell you, which is a total past tense statement. And I didn't realize it until I heard her say it.
And I'm so glad you called in to say that, because those kind of things happen to me so often that I want to just have this aha moment that you're talking about.
Yes.
Oh my God.
So
yeah, go ahead.
So I figured if you saw the clip, you could put them side by side. And that was my voicemail.
Yeah, if you send it to me, if you have it, because I don't know what I consume true crime all day long. And then when I'm going to work on a case, I have to get ready for that particular case.
I will send you everything, all the links, the timestamps, and everything, just to make it easy. I don't know where to send it.
You send it to, I can put this below because, no, I can't. It's guiltyofcrime@gmail.com. But if you just go to guiltyofcrime.com.
I'll go there because I'm just Josie on Gmail, so you'll recognize me.
I will. You can just guiltyofcrime@gmail.com or guiltyofcrime.com will get you there. And
so when you see me come up, I'm just Josie. So I was here since Corey, because Corey's courthouse is right outside my front door.
Well, welcome here, and keep coming back. All right, I'm going to take the next call.
So
Send
one
me an
last
email.
thing.
Okay, go ahead.
He got 8 charges. The first 8 charges are capital crimes. It's death penalty. 8 charges, correct?
Right. You tell me, Cynth. I don't know that they're capital.
That's what the judge said. He said the first 8 charges were capital, and I'm going to say S, battery, and it's not. He doesn't say capital first. He said
S battery of a child under 12.
And you know
there's
what?
8 counts of capital.
You're probably right, because this is death penalty worthy. They're just
Yeah.
not trying it as that, because I think it's because they have so much evidence, and then they have the next trial that is really death penalty. So you're right. I'm sure you're right. Yeah, 1 through 8 are capital.
Yes.
Michelle says they are.
Yes.
That's why I have
That's what the
Cynthia.
judge said, but he said it in a way it didn't sound like it, but because he said it's 8 charges of S battery, and they're capital offenses of a child under 12. That's the first. Then there's then there's 5 of something else, and 5 and 7 is 12, and 8 is 20, and so those next 12 counts are life sentences.
Yes.
And then there's 40 counts, all 15 years each.
Perfect. We love you. See, you do need to email me.
Yeah.
I will.
I don't remember off the top of my head, that's for sure.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. They were going really quickly, and I've been looking at those dang charges forever, and I can't stand them. But yes, everyone's saying that.
The other little thing, he said to his mother, "I wish I went downstairs," in the jail call. "I wish I went downstairs and shook her awake."
Yes,
that means Jen was sleeping.
Oh, yeah, that how you took it. I wasn't sure what he was trying to say.
He told him, "I wish in the hindsight, because I'm the hindsight superhero, that if I wish I would have went downstairs and shook her awake and then called 911."
He did say that. I was thinking that he was talking about. So he was saying Jen was sleeping. Then he was trying to.
Yes,
He's
going to try to say Maddie committed suicide, because that's the other little quote he says in.
Okay, just don't say
Sorry.
that. Say she took her life.
I didn't realize. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
But that one. So he's going to try to say she did to herself.
I'm so
But
glad
then
you called.
when the mother was on the call, okay, she started mentioning the animals. Do you remember this one with the flopping neck? It's all the animals he took in the house to heal back to health. He hurt them.
He did it on purpose.
And he said that remember the little bird with his flopping neck? What was it flopping like Maddie?
Holy crap.
Holy crap. I missed that.
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
That was a mic drop moment there.
Bomb.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why
moly.
doesn't anybody get these things? Where are they? Wait. And I'm screaming at the TV like a football game. Like, what? Come on.
Well, when you're in it, you don't see all these little things all the time. You got to step out.
Well,
I don't want to keep you. I know you got other people. I will email you.
Well, no, do me a favor, because we haven't gone through all the calls yet. So it's good that I'm catching these things. That's why we go through them and listen to them on other channels. I want to talk about it when we get to that, because that is a big sign of a potential serial killer, a potential. I mean, I'm pretty sure
he's a psychopath.
One of the friends said something about
but
animals.
They're also, both of them are crackheads, because I got a crackhead dealer living above me, and they do all the same things. There's nothing different. It treats you all the same. You all go through the same spasms.
I agree.
And they were rocked out of their mind, because the roommate said they were rocked out of their mind, and they were smoking that Adderall stuff. So they were rocked. That's why Jen was passed out. That's why the other thing is, where's her blood work? Because her toxicology report that they went, if they checked it for her alibi that she actually went there, then they would have her toxicology report will tell you that she missed her meds on Saturday, because her elevations would have been lower.
But listen to this. Yeah, listen to this. That's the whole thing, is we believe that's why she was acting weird, is because if she actually did go get her meds, her blood, she would have to have stopped 48 hours before whatever crap she was smoking, whatever they were doing. You will get cut off if you do that. So that's a great assumption.
Well, you get cut off in Florida. You won't get cut off in Jersey. Oh, they're allowed here. It's almost sanctuary.
Oh,
but,
in California, if you go into Kaiser in California, they tell you to namaste yourself, and then namaste and take what do you call it, ibuprofen. So I only go if I have a surgery, but over here they don't let that fly.
Yeah, she canceled her Botox, but she still did the blood work.
But she went to LabCorp. And LabCorp is for the disability, and she would go in there and get her meds checked. to check her levels. So if she's on anything like lithium, you need to be on your levels. Or she's on anything like all that other stuff.
Exactly.
Right.
So I think she kept her levels the way they needed to be, which were they probably subscribed.
No, she was off on Saturday night. She said I was off my meds Saturday night. Remember you said that
okay, no, she's a liar. She was off when she calls it meds, she's talking about she wasn't smoking crack that night. The meds that she's not allowed to take. That's my assumption. My assumption is that they weren't able to smoke crack. And when she started work on Sunday and everyone was like, something's wrong with her. That's why, because she didn't want to have it in her bloodstream. That's why.
I don't think Maddie wanted to date him or Maddie was in love with him like the other channel said. I don't think any of that.
I don't
because
think
she didn't say anything.
I think there was a certain point where he groomed her to a certain point where she was used to getting the phone calls. She sent him the little cute little coins for the Now I don't think she was in love with him, and I think that big part of her dying was that she was outgrowing him. She had a crush on another boy and she didn't want it anymore. I think she hung up on accident. Are you still on here? I think she hung up.
Oh dear.
We lost the call.
But it's true.
Okay, but
there might have been some
we're just
at one point she was confused. Maddie, I think, was probably confused and thought she reciprocated some sort of love feelings towards Stephan. But when that break happened and there was actual time, then she and this other boy started, and she's like, you know what? This is supposed to be how love is normally supposed to feel between a boy and a girl. And this is not kosher.
Hello, who's this and where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Karen from Texas.
Hello, Karen from Texas. What do you got?
Yeehaw! I got a few things. I don't understand how a mother, and I'm a single mother of 3, 2 boys and a girl, how a mother would not know that something was happening for all those years with her daughter.
The answer is she did know. That's the answer. She did know. And they just need hard evidence to get her solid evidence to convict her, to get a case. You're right. She did know. I'm never going to say that she didn't.
Why do they not have the evidence? That's what, I mean, there's got to be something somewhere. Because, and I can't remember exactly what it was, but in one of those phone calls I heard the other night, he said something that led me to believe that she knew. I don't know that she was involved, but I mean, she sent her 12-year-old, 13-year-old daughter to bed with a grown man.
Well, okay, that's something it's all circumstantial. If we can convict on circumstantial, she would be convicted. But the judge is like, no. Bring that hard evidence back. Show me one picture where you see Jen Soto in the background, or one picture where her fingers cut taking a picture like Jodi Arias when you saw her leg. Show me one solid evidence that says that. You can't convict on circumstantial evidence, and they know it.
Because I'm not convinced. I mean, there were pictures that were shown from her room, from her closet, where there was a tripod in her room, but I'm not convinced that she was involved in that way. You know what I mean? I think she knew. She sent her daughter to bed with a man, a grown man.
Right.
You know.
Right. No, I agree.
Nights.
But yeah, look at Caro. Yes, the Woody Allen thing, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
the Woody Allen thing, and that came up in the phone call the other night. Stephan was talking about Jen had mentioned something about him running away with her daughter. And I said, oh my God, there's the Woody Allen thing right there.
Yep. She kept saying it. She kept telling me that she was afraid I was going to run away.
So
yeah.
It baffles me. And here's another thing. His parents, I don't think his parents, because like I said, I have 3 grown kids. And if my boys did anything like that, either one of them, if either one of my boys would do anything like that, I couldn't talk to them anymore.
No, I hear you.
This is awesome. She's funny. That's right.
She's holding up the cash app.
Look, she needs some money. She's so funny. She's like, throw some
I
Benjamins
love
over
her. She's
here.
hilarious in the
She put the
background.
Reese, you're
she
going to
put
get us in
cash
trouble with people. We're not
I know.
asking for any money. We're not asking for any money. We don't
Oh,
want to
don't-
get in trouble.
It doesn't matter. I got called a grifter dyke, and Reese was watching the show with me. Like me, last night
Yeah,
on Turtle
I'm
Island.
a brown-nosing grifter.
Oh my
too.
gosh.
Yeah, on Turtle Island, my daughters were playing this game with
Poor
me,
thing.
and somebody has enough. That's horrible. So,
Yeah.
but
That
Reese
is
learns.
horrible.
Yeah,
He
why
called
would
her
some-
on it, though. Called Cody on it.
You know what? I
Yep.
don't care what you do in your personal life. You're out here doing good.
Right.
You're a good person, and
Yeah.
I don't always agree with what some of the things, but I love your
You don't
show. I
have
love
to.
hearing your
Yeah.
perspective and your point of view,
Right.
and you're so passionate.
Thank you. I
know.
appreciate that. I
Mhm.
appreciate that.
So-
Yeah, we're out here trying to do good. We're trying to help the victims and the families and anybody else in between, right? So we appreciate you. And she's just playing back there. I'm gonna grab another call, and then
Okay.
this.
Are you?
Go ahead.
Are you going to the trial?
I don't know when the trial is, but I will go if I know that.
Will you?
We
Yeah, I
start
will.
saving our money now, and
I
what
have
happens
it.
in
really
18
want to
months, we'll all
go.
be there.
I'll be. I'm gonna
really
go.
want to go.
My house is done, so I can go now.
We'll,
I'm not
we'll
gonna
like do
go
a
for.
big bus, and we'll just pick people up all the way down I-5
No.
and whatever that one other thing, and we'll just keep going like big old
No.
RV
Well,
fancy people, old people do.
Maybe
The
we
big
could
fancy
line it up,
buses.
and I could, because there are reasons I don't want to be there, and things that I would never want to see. But there
Well,
are things I want to see.
I just
you
want to
know.
make sure first when it's going to happen. I'm not going to go book dates
Yeah.
and they push it out because I have to
Right.
arrange my life. But I will take a
Right.
plane out there. I will fly out there for a few days. I will show up. I will
Right?
support.
Party
If I
bus.
can get into court, I will get into court. If I
Right.
don't, I'll still be with the ladies that I've been communicating with in Florida. So yeah, absolutely.
Right.
My house is fixed. I'm good to go now. I can do anything. It's just
That's great.
there was a circumstance that's never happened to me that happened, and now I'm good to go. So
That took a while.
it took a year.
Well,
It took a full year.
Insurance.
was it that
Yeah.
long? I didn't think
Insurance.
Wow.
It
That's
fell
ridiculous.
in March 3rd. My roof fell in of 2024. March 3rd,
Wow.
2024. They finished it just a week ago. It
And
literally
it's
took.
a freak storm. That
Wow.
stuff doesn't happen in California.
Well,
Like,
No,
it was
it doesn't.
seriously the
done.
oddest thing.
No, and Thomas is
Wow.
going to buy me a steak dinner, so I'm going.
Yeah, yo.
I'm going. We're
Okay.
good. All right. Well, thank you for calling and supporting the channel. We appreciate you. Don't forget to hit
Gator
the like
tails on
button,
me.
like and share.
Mm.
All right. Thank you guys.
Okay.
All right. One more call, guys. All right. Let's grab this and see if hopefully. Hold on. Didn't it?
Call from
Lori Stigner.
All right, Lori. Welcome, Lori. What do you got?
Hi, Sid.
Hello.
Well, I'm calling from Santa Rosa, California, so I'm not very far from you.
You are not California, baby. What you got?
Just a skip down the road. I need to get caught up because you guys are talking about Stearns talking about. Well, I was wandering around the house and I came back to her cold. Where are those in the phone calls to the parents? How do I find
We're
that?
going to cover it next week.
Yeah, we're gonna
No.
cover it next week. We're gonna cover it.
Oh.
If you email me, I will send it to you. But I'd rather you watch it and cover it with us. I have all of them.
I would love to.
There's
I
so
usually
many
get
of
most
them.
of your shows.
Well, I'm doing
But-
everything. You don't have to get it. You could just catch a You could catch a replay.
Yeah.
But they're all
Oh,
gonna be
okay.
on my channel. I've played some of them. If you want to go back to yesterday, you can listen. We listened to quite a bit of them. We were on there for 2 hours.
Is Santa Rosa the
Are
one on
they
the coast?
so
Hold
the
on real quick.
information okay.
No, not you. Hold on, Synth.
Oh.
You're the caller.
So-
You're the guest in the house.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, so these are the information you're giving this is information he's giving his parents through phone calls?
Yes.
Oh my
If-
God.
If you want to
Okay.
get started, just go to my channel from yesterday and you'll have enough
Okay.
content to get you through the freaking weekend. And I'll be back on Monday with more. I mean,
I know you
seriously.
will.
Yeah, I'm going to do all
Yeah.
this. As much as I want to cover every case, this one just, I have to see it through, you know? So,
I know you do.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Well,
but
thank you for all you do.
You're welcome. Thank you for calling in and thank you for supporting
You're
the
welcome.
channel. Just by hitting
Oh,
that
yeah.
like button and being a good person, you're supporting the channel. So thank you.
I hit it every time I see you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Have a good night, Jay.
You too. Bye-bye. I closed the
Bye-bye.
phone line now, so I'm going to put my email up. Thank you. I'll put my email up. All right, let's put my email up. The phone line's out of here. Let me see. Hold on, Reese. I'm almost done, honey. Just give me a second.
To the fan.
They can't hear. I
know.
Hold on. They could probably hear you, but you can't hear anything.
I can hear a bunch of things.
Guilty of crime.
Don't talk like that. I can hear you.
JIGO.com. Okay.
Love giggle.
Where's my mods? I'm trying to put my email up. All right, there it is, guys. All right, you
Putting it up
guys.
for you the whole time, you goof. You're fine.
Well, I'm gonna take this number down. Take it. Yeah, we haven't done a 3-hour show in quite some time, so I'm not really used to that. How do I get this stupid one off? Why is it? Phone lines are down.
Is NorCal? Is it on the coast, Santa Rosa? Is it?
Yeah, Santa Rosa is actually like above. All right, you guys. I know you guys can hear her.
I'm just trying to think. I went on an Amtrak on I-5, and I think Santa Rosa was one of the ones the train goes through. Is what I'm trying to remember.
Santa Rosa is one of those towns, but all right, you guys. Melanie, I thought you were green just a minute ago. I'm going to be gone more next week, but I'll be here when I can. Well, I hope you feel better. She was green a while ago, and then she wasn't, but yeah, you're welcome, Sergio. We hope to see you, Melanie, and we hope you're feeling better. Everybody else, I know it's like comedy hour and watching this all in one. We love you guys.
I need to say hello to the fan.
Well, say hi because this is on. You don't need this. They can hear you.
Hi guys, how you doing?
Everybody,
Everybody put a thumbs up for Reese Pie in the chat, please. Thumbs up. One thumbs up equals one good, nice like button.
and 2 if you like Guilty of Crime and Reese. Okay, there you go. All right.
And also, love you guys very much. And we'll see you on Monday when we get the chance to. But hi, how you doing?
Until then, we're out of here. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, guys.
You guys
Love
are
you.
all beautiful little kids. Oh yeah.
Bye.
Guilty of crime.
I want to thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my content, please share this video, like, and subscribe. You can also follow me over at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, or Gmail. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can use Cash App or Venmo or PayPal. Thank you very much in advance. Guilty of crime.
Are you guilty of crime?